Hello, everybody. Welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. How you all doing in lockdown? We're getting there. The weather's absolutely brilliant on this bank holiday tonight. This is just a one-off stream, what you might call a special stream. We want to get yous lot. Yes, we're going to bring yous lot back in to the stream. So if you want to, or if you're brave enough to come into the stream, we are talking everything about Newcastle Fans TV because we're celebrating. Unfortunately, it's not quite canned yet, but we are celebrating the fact that Newcastle Fans TV turned 4 years old just a few days ago, which is fantastic. We're going to just talk about things. We're also going to hear from other members. It's not just me of Newcastle Fans TV. We've got Owen on standby in just a moment. I think we're going to hear from Johnny, Sam, and any other rest of the gang who want to pipe up. But we want to get you on screen as well. We want you to come on, tell us what you like about the channel. What can we improve on? What would you like us to do? All that kind of good stuff, because your feedback, we actually do read it, will help us prosper and go to the next level. So, yeah, so if you're brave enough, you can see it, join in the stream. We'll park it in the background and we'll bring you on. So tonight we're talking about a little bit of everything. We're going to talk about our plans, highs, lows, happy times, bad times, trolls, the website, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. You name it. And I'm joined now by Owen. How you doing, Owen?
I'm not too bad. Yourself?
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to you, mate. Your channel.
Our channel.
Our channel, yeah.
Your real birthday is coming up very shortly, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very shortly. June the 2nd. June the
2nd. Put that in your diary. That's when Owen becomes of legal age. Yes, people, legal age. Some people think he's older, but he's not. I'm going to, before we talk about certain things, a quick fire questions I'll be asking every member who comes on the night. What's your highlight of being on the channel so far?
Matthew Raisbeck, without a doubt. What the interview I did with Matthew Raisbeck. Plainly because he's someone that I've looked up to for quite a while. He's pretty much the focal point of how I support Newcastle when I'm not on matches and when it's not on the TV. And to get his expert knowledge on Newcastle and what it's like in his career and all sorts was just a magic and amazing experience.
It was, and you've obviously, it's not the first time you've interviewed. You helped do Mick Lowe's as well, so I'm going to touch upon later on. And you also went and got Roberto Rojas as well off your own back as well. So credit to you for doing that. It's some achievement. But what's been your favourite moment? Is that also your favourite, or was that just your best?
You know, I would say it's my favourite moment, but there's so many, like with Newcastle Fans TV, obviously we have a great group of lads and we managed to do so much in my short space of time of being here. It's coming up to a year now I've been on the channel. It'll be a year in September, I think. But like favorite moments, you could count that, but there's just so many things that I've been excited by and the things I love. I just cannot pick a favorite, really.
What's been difficult?
Difficult was probably, it wasn't the case that I was camera shy. I think I was just a bit. I wasn't. Yeah, exactly. I was not camera prepared. I don't think I could talk on camera absolutely fine. I would have the confidence to, but I wouldn't have the correct etiquette to use on camera. I used to accept quite a bit of stick from the comments. Like I used to take it to heart. Whereas now I just sit here and laugh at it. That's what I do for my bit of fun in my spare time. Is just read through the comments, see what stick I'm getting.
You brush off the hate and stuff like that. To be honest, exactly. You've seen yourself. You've got a lot of praise over the last few days for your section of the live stream, and also your interview last week as well with Matthew Raisbeck as well. So a lot of people have commented on your presenting's got a lot better. So really, really well done and congratulations, getting better. And who knows how far you may come. What does NFTV mean to you though?
Well, it means a lot to me. It's an absolute privilege to be a part of it. I mean, I remember when you sent me the message on Facebook asking me to come on the channel, and I was absolutely delighted. I was running around the kitchen doing laps in the kitchen because I was that happy, and that's not even a joke. NFTV was a channel that I'd watched since it was rebranded, and I always thought to myself, yeah, I'd like to be involved in that, and it's something that I've always wanted to do was YouTube, and this opportunity has been given to me, and I've loved every minute of it. The lads we have here are amazing, and lasses as well, obviously with Isha and all sorts. So yeah, it means a lot to me, and it also keeps me occupied in my spare time and gives me. It's almost like having a second job, but you enjoy it more because it's something. Football is something that I love. So.
Yeah, I mean, everybody loves talking about football and expressing opinion, which is great to see the development of a lot of people. Be interested to see what the rest of the lads say a little bit later on. And remember, if you want to appear on tonight's show, you have the opportunity to appear like Owen as well. We're bringing the guest in for the first time. We're just going to trial it. And let's see who's brave enough to actually want to come in. There's going to be a link in the live chat. So if you are watching, pop over and have a look in the live chat. There's a link if you do want to brave it and come in. But Owen, I want to talk about the website, and the reason being is I thought, having a website for a fan channel will give it a lot more respect. And as far as I'm aware, we're the only Newcastle one, possibly even Northeast one, that has an official website. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And I thought that this idea, okay, it would give her a lot more respectability, and we had the same design for about 2 years, which was great. Articles were slowly happening, but eventually in the past probably 3 to 6 months, we've spiraled in a lot of articles with the help of a lot of people like yourselves, like me, Sam, Rob, even Julie of late, Kyle's done a few, Paul's chipped in with a couple as well. And then I asked you to look, it's been the same. Can we rebrand it completely? And you piped up and you said, I'll do it. Why? Why did you want to do it?
Well, it's something that I'd done before. I'd created websites before just for a bit of fun. Luckily enough, with the same company we used to do the websites with, and I sort of knew how I wanted it to look right before I'd even been given the opportunity. I thought about it before. I was like, I know the way I want it to look. I know the way that it would look good and be presented and look modern and fresh. So I had that in my head, and as soon as I was given the opportunity to do it, I was straight on it. It took a while because there was a few bits and bobs that needed changing. There's still glitches that keep popping up every now and again that I fix and whatever. But it was quite an exciting thing to do, to be honest, because it was like the world's kind of your oyster when you're designing a website. There's so many things you can do. You can have all sorts of different pages, and it's all down to the format and how you want to do it. So it was an enjoyable experience doing it, to be fair.
And you got a lot of feedback from the lads as well in our chat that we have, and a lot of praise. That gave you a bit of a bit of an ego boost.
I wouldn't say maybe not ego, but confidence definitely. I think, and here, like there's one thing thinking you've done well, but then there's another thing people reassuring you and backing it up that you have done well, and yeah, that was it really. It was hearing that I've done well is exactly what I needed. So
it's fantastic. You've done really, really well on the website, and it's absolutely fantastic to see the website absolutely just boom now. And there's articles now every 2-3 days, and we're getting a lot more messages coming from the website now to do stuff like with other platforms such as TV companies and other YouTube channels as well. That's coming from the website as well. I can only praise you on that. You've done absolutely fantastic. I've just seen a comment. Remember this? Andrew NUFC says, remember watching Lee on the whiteboard for previews? Do you miss that, Lee? It's actually still here. It's right behind us. It's something I've toyed with the whiteboard, maybe bringing it back, but I think
bring it back.
Maybe I might bring it back, but I got a lot of stick on it on Twitter about it. But I brush it off with Twitter. But yeah, I do miss it in some ways because I used to love a good scribble, as we all know as well. We've got a couple of people waiting in the background as well. Obviously, Kyle's going to come on later on. We've also got Dan. Hiya, Dan. How are you doing?
Yeah, you.
Not bad. Forest fan, aren't you, Dan?
Yeah, I'm Forest fan. I know we had a couple of creative games this last couple of years, so, and obviously I've been on the channel.
Yeah, you have. You've been on. Just plug your channel since I've got you, Dan.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at one camera.
What's your channel?
Talk Forest TV.
Yeah, we've got a funny thing on our channel. Do you know when you beat we're in the League Cup? When we thought we had equalised with Rondon. And I'm going to tell a story about Paul because obviously after the game, obviously you scored two late injury time winners.
I don't see which place game it was. Could have been 2 at Hardline.
It was horrible. He's always seemed to beat in the League Cup. But afterwards, outside the City ground, Paul, one of our members, is just standing there and he's ranting and raving. Talking about, obviously, not the Forest, you sing about your European trophies from 1980 and all this sort of stuff. And obviously, this guy is literally just parked next to them, just listening with the window down, listening to Paul rant. It was hilarious. That's one of my funniest moments on the channel. And obviously, you Reds and all of that.
Funny enough, I got a story of that game because I not long got married. It was like a month.
Oh, congratulations.
Like a month before we played you in that League Cup game. And after when we scored that second goal, I lost my wedding ring.
Oh.
And it was like, I didn't know where it was. And looking up one of the stewards that night, found it. But yeah, that second game, we were like really crazy.
Are you still married?
Yeah.
Because if you lost your wedding ring, if I lost mine, I might be on the sofa if I lost mine. But so why have you come on, Dan? Tell us.
I really enjoy your guys' channel. I mean, I know we talk quite a lot on Twitter when we do like the tweets, but yeah, I really like your guys' channel anyway because it's how you do it. It's like
What do you mean?
It's like with the whole I let everyone know with the news throughout the day and how you do different things. And I mean, I talk quite a lot from your channel anyway, like I do with the tweets and that.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the nice compliments for that as well. Yeah, you talk about obviously all the news and that. Yeah, we've got like a lot of dedicated people who will put news out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and obviously the channel as well. A lot of graph goes in. I think it's probably the same as you, Dan, why you run a YouTube channel. You love talking about your own club. You're passionate about your own club. And you want your own club to do well, and you've got a passion to talk about it. Are you in the same boat with us with that?
Yeah, that's why I do it, just because of the passion and all that, and wanting to get your opinion out. I mean, I've done a couple of shows where we all ranted about it, games. I always remember when we played West Brom, I had a rant about it. But yeah,
we didn't like West Brom on this channel. Sam does though. Sam loves West Brom. Absolutely loves it. He loves it that much that he sits in the home end when he goes to games. True story.
Proper Brummy.
I always remember that when we played you lot, when you lot came down, when it was that game and Darlow saved them 2 penalties and 2 sendings off. And after the game, when I did my video, I was just like speechless.
That was like, crazy. Yeah, the Darlow double save.
Yeah, we're like
red card smell. That's one of the worst referee decisions I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just Paul, and obviously won that as well. But what's the plan with your channel?
I wanted to take it to the next level, like you guys, to be fair.
Have you thought about getting more people in?
Yeah, I've got a couple of people in, but it seems like they got work commitments as well, so it's like hopefully I might get some dedicated people in.
Okay. Well, Dan, I'm going to thank you very much for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Stay safe, watch what you're doing, take care. And that was Dan from Talk Forest TV, who got the courage to come live. Remember, if you want to appear, like Dan just did, you'll see a link in the live chat. So if you're brave enough, Jason, I'm calling you out. Jason Carter, you're going to come on. I know you're in Deutschland, but you're going to come on the channel sometime, Jason. So there's a play, isn't it? There's a play.
Yeah.
We can see him in the background, Mr. Kyle Thompson, waiting to hang on, because we're going to talk a little bit about Facebook in just a second. Jay in Atlanta, who's a member, of course, we're going to be talking about the memberships a little bit later. Thank you very much, Jay in Atlanta, for that as well. And Jason's got a lot of time for Forest, one of the great British clubs. Just don't tell Paul that, because he gets a little bit upset as ever with that as well. Yeah. Andrew, man. Andrew, you need to give these whiteboards up. You're not getting that trending on there. Twitter's not. But you can see him slouching against his wall. There he is. There's Kyle Thompson. A little bit of surprise. Didn't expect to come straight in the stream there. Did you, Kyle? You're all quiet, Kyle. Can't hear you, Kyle.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you now, yes.
Spot on. Well, we're 4, and believe it or not, I usually use my laptop for this, but it's not working. So I hope it's good.
You and laptops not working. What's new there?
Yeah, laptops and me. But how's Owen doing, and how's Lola doing? He's doing good.
How are you, Owen? How was your stream, Owen? Tell us what you've just been doing.
I've just been on with Borough Fan TV. And SAFC Fan TV, just talking about Northeast football. We talked the takeover. We talked derbies, favourite derby days, non-league football in the Northeast, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to go see that, head over to Borough Fan TV. But stick with us for the moment as well, guys. You want to see this till the end of the stream.
Of course, we're going to talk about a lot of things as well. Since I've got Kyle on, perfect timing to talk about Facebook. Kyle, tell us when I put like I wouldn't say it was an ad, but it was like a Who Wants to Be an Admin play a few years ago now. Was it 3 years ago? Something like that.
3 years ago. It was at the start of June. I seen it. Or I think I was the start of June. And I don't know if I applied for the crack me. It was just one of them. I had no experience of being an admin beforehand. I just thought, you know what, I'll put my name forward and see what happens. And I would have never thought for a second it would have ended up in this kind of predicament, because I wasn't confident on camera. I wouldn't have went. In fact, I was that adamant I was going nowhere near a camera at one point. I don't even know. I still don't know why I applied to be an admin, but I'm so happy I did, man. 3 years on, we'll come 3 year me, Paul, and yourself and Bixley. We've turned that page into something, into madness. I mean, it just hit 25,000 followers, which is a massive thank you to every one of you that get involved on a daily basis. I mean, Daniel Polly, shout out to him. He's been with us from the beginning, you know, Lee, him.
I remember he used to wind Mark up at first, didn't he?
Mark used to freaking hate him. He grew on me. I love him to pieces, me. He keeps wearing check. So if we post anything shite, he keeps on with toes and says, "Oh, well, I'd sort it out," and we'll sort it out in turn. So it's been people like him that have helped mould the page the way it is now, and hopefully onwards and upwards, and hopefully we can get to the big 3-0 by Christmas. That's the goal. But we're just taking it a day at a time at the minute, and hopefully we can get there with with a bit of a takeover and more fans coming in and interacting. And that's the best thing about the face-to-face interaction.
Yeah, I heard most of that. Apologies if you haven't some any sound issues with Kyle. You might need a mic, Kyle. You're very quiet. I can still make out what you're saying. Got all of that as well. I'm going to say goodbye to Owen. So I'm going to love you and leave you, Owen. Thank you very much for coming on.
No problem.
And Owen. You're a bit more louder there, Kyle. Right, I want to talk a little bit more.
Out, believe it or not.
You sound much more clearer now. You sound louder now. I just want to talk a little bit about the Facebook, because I know Owen's not really involved in much of that. And obviously it would be yourself, and Paul. Paul, if you're brave enough, I'm calling you out. Get on camera. Get on camera now, Paul. It was originally me, you, Mark, and Paul. Obviously, and my thinking actually when I whittled Facebook down was I needed different kind of ages. I needed someone who was fairly young to try and target youngsters. That was you. I need someone, sorry, Paul, a little bit older to try and target a more audience that were in the 30s upwards. And then I needed 2, so I thought Mark would be that. And then obviously we've developed friendships, most of us, shall we say. And then obviously the page is just rocketing, all the different ideas that have come with the page as well. I'm going to I've asked everybody this tonight. What's your favourite moment on Newcastle Fans TV in general about anything?
I would probably say the Tottenham game away from home. everything that day, mate, just aligned. The weather was absolutely amazing. Paul had amazing aircon in his car. There was good crack in the car on the way down. The videos on it really showed how happy we were on the day, and then the performance as well. Just everything aligned that day, mate. And I seen someone messaged the page actually a couple of days ago saying that the Tottenham vlog was their favourite one, and it's the one I put together, the experience, because you did the vlog that way where you cried, and me and Paul had the one with the experience on the day, and just because the whole day aligned, it would be probably that for me on the channel.
Okay, what has been the best moment? Because that was your favourite. What's been the best moment?
The best moment, I don't know. You know, like there's been so many like over the years.
Kevin Nolan. You were buzzing off Kevin Nolan interview.
I was buzzing off Kevin Nolan's, and I still haven't watched that back. You know, I'm scared in case because with the standard being set so high with interviews for Sam and that, and at the minute it's just like, is it going to be any good? But in terms of a favourite moment, I'd say getting to thank Kevin Nolan for the hat-trick against Sunderland, that was pretty special to me. So I'd probably say that, and even then I'd say the Tottenham vlog would be up there as well. Again, it was such a brilliant day, that.
Bit of a negative now. What's the most difficult period being at Newcastle Fans TV?
I'm not going to answer that, Lee. You know.
So we say another channel member you didn't really like, shall we say?
I'm not gonna. No, I'm not getting into it. No.
Stare in the pot. Stare in the pot.
You're not doing it. It was like, nah.
I'm asking everybody. I'm asking everybody highs and lows. Yeah, we all seen what happened. I'll say with what happened with Borough Fan TV after the last year, and that was the final straw. We'll move on from that. What does Newcastle Fans TV actually mean to yourself?
Well, at the start, as I said, it was just a laugh and a carry on, and just applying for the crack. But it's turned into a daily thing, like working on the page, having a routine every week of being on the radio show. It's become a massive part of my life, actually, like, which is, it's mad to say, but it has. Like, I don't know. It's just it's one thing that keeps you going through the week: the football, the channel, and family day-to-day life and uni and things like that for us personally. If
you took it away, would you miss it?
What, the channel? Absolutely.
Yeah, if you just took it all away.
Yeah, I'd miss interacting with people, and like the lads on the channel as well. I'd miss them. I'd miss interacting with people on the page. Yeah, I would miss it for sure.
Yeah, there is, isn't it? Talking more about Facebook, then the changes that it's made as well. Obviously, the numbers are great, but I think now we're streaming the radio show to the page, which helps. We've got a lot of videos because we didn't at first, a lot of videos, whether the long ones off me, whether the short ones off you and Paul, whether it's off Twitter or news or an interview or anything. What has been the drive, and why do people like the page so much?
It's a good question. I just think the page has its own lease of life now. Like, I remember when I first joined and you were like saying you wanted things to have its own life and like people and like it's running itself kind of thing. And I think the Facebook page has that. Obviously, me and Paul and yourself need to post for people to interact with it, but I really feel like people talk to each other in the chats now and loads of comments every post and whatnot. It just runs itself, and I think the best part about the Facebook page is definitely the engagement, the bonds and relationships among supporters being built through content that we've created. I think is the best thing, especially after we win a game. People buzzing, and because one thing I've kept through the channel in terms of a series has always been my full-time review on the channel. I always talk through the game and things like that, and I've turned that into the quick thoughts in more of a video form. Borrowing the Shea talk, but no, I just think the engagement, especially after a win or after something great happens, like I'm really looking forward to a potential takeover happening. If a takeover happens, I think that day on Facebook will be mad. But I definitely the engagement, like.
And obviously, we had the page business verified as well, and that was a little bit of a worry for me when Facebook were pulling all the business profiles off. But it hasn't actually stopped the momentum of the numbers just going up and up and up. What would you like to see? Anything different to the page, or any improvements, or what would you like to see?
You're hammering us with good questions tonight, Lee.
That's why I interviewed.
What would I like to see different?
I'll throw a couple at you. What about going live? Because that was talked about.
We've talked about that for a while, but I think, to be honest, the radio shows tick that gap quite well. Because it's live every week, you know. And is it live on Facebook now?
No, we're on Twitch and YouTube tonight.
Twitch and YouTube. All right. Well, even if we didn't go live, we've still got that on Facebook every week with the Black and White Show. I mean, it's something me and Paul have talked about, but I'm not sure. You know, I don't know if it would do well. If you think it would do well and you would be interested in staying on the page, let us know and let us know, because it's something that we could do quite easily. But yeah, just let us know. What else would you want to see that, Lee?
I'd probably like to see a bit more lives. I think we're trying it with Instagram, me and Sam, the other night, and it was a one-off, and we talked chatting crap for about an hour, and people seem to enjoy it as well. I think we could do it's an avenue that we could look at. Other than that, I think it's just momentum. People like the news and the banter. I can't think off the top of my head. Obviously, we'll talk about memberships later as well. We do have Sam and Johnny in the background. I haven't forgotten about yours as well, because we're going to talk about.
I know Sam's seen this top and he's going to look out to me because of Sunday. He's going to pull out one of the best tops I've ever seen. I'm waiting for it, but
we'll bring you in shortly, lads, because I know Sam's on a bit of a timer, because we're going to be talking about Twitter next. So Kyle, I'll keep you in, because obviously you've had to say on this. Oh, and I can see you in the background as well. We can bring you in a little bit later if you're still hanging about as well. There's a good question, Kyle, of Paul. Paul, why are you bottling? I'm calling you out. Get on camera.
Oh, Paul.
I know, he's bottling on the big night and you're not a part of it. Come on. Would you like a live Facebook show? There's a good idea. The B team, as someone else used to refer you to. It's a good idea, though.
God's sake, Paul, man. It is a good idea, the B team show. I mean, we've been speaking about it potentially for the second channel as well, Lee. I don't know if that's been mentioned yet, but
not yet. Don't break it yet. It's coming shortly.
That's coming shortly, right? Okay, I'll not say anything. But it's something that's been spoken about for a while, and with this fantastic app that we've got, as we've found as of recent, it is definitely possible, because it kind of cuts out the editing bit, which is important.
Yeah, and we're joined by the big Brummy himself, Sam.
Behave.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even know we were wearing Toon shirts tonight. I mean, this is twice you've cheated now, Kyle.
Cheated? I'm sorry, no, this top, spot on this top. It's immaculate.
I wasn't aware we were doing Toon shirts tonight. But, no.
Oh, you've set a fire under my belly with that one there, Sam.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
So perfect timing, Sam, because we're going to talk about the Twitter stuff next. And for a good while, and obviously Kyle can stick up for us on this. I was like going out between probably midnight at 2 a.m. each night, and because I was working during the day and even doing stuff like that, I was doing videos and that. It was getting a little bit, I wouldn't say neglected. The news was still going out, but just at the wrong timing of that. And developed a platform, of course. We had the whole carry-on of another channel accusing us of having fake followers. Proved that right. Fixed all of that. Started to grow. And I think we got about 6K in about 3 years. It's quite 3 years, 4 years. Quite a slow growth. Twitter is the lowest performing in terms of subscribers. But recently, the numbers have been absolutely mental. A few things just before Sam come in. It was the week that we're going to bring Sam into Twitter, and I was playing around with two systems, which has really helped, which is TweetDeck, which means you can put out a video or a post whatever you want. It could be 2 a.m, 4 p.m, whatever. I think that's helped, but also grabbing videos is obviously now, Sam, you've got a routine of doing it in the morning now. I've seen that when it just pops. Some videos actually pop. So before we talk about Twitter, what's been your favourite moment?
You asked me this the other day. I said it was between Warren Barton and Henry Winter, and I'm still not. I've still not decided between the two, because they were both equally as fantastic, and I think the views reflect that as well. They've both done really strongly. They were just an absolute honour and privilege to talk to Warren Barton and Henry Winter. Just amazing.
Helps when you've got a great editor, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, certainly does.
I want to talk about what is your best moment, because that's your favourite, but what's your best? Is that also your best?
I would say so. I mean, if you look, this lockdown, I would say that's very funny. I wouldn't go that far. I think I'm a bit more relaxed than he is.
Paxton.
If it wasn't for this lockdown, then it would still be quite rare I'd be appearing on the channel, really. I mean, the only games I was planning on doing for the rest of the season was obviously the City game, which I've still got me a ticket. Well, you've still got me a ticket for, Lee. And I was coming up for the West Ham and the Tottenham game, and then the odd away one in there as well. So this lockdown's actually worked to my own advantage, really. So it's all good.
Here's a quick question before I come back to Sam. Kyle, I'll let you answer this one. Who would you like to interview?
Who would I like to interview?
Aye.
Shearer. That's the only one. Either that or one of the long stuffs, because obviously linked by a postcode.
Oh, shock! That's brought up. I think also with Twitter as well. I'll come to that in a moment. What has been your most difficult moment so far, Sam?
Getting my ticket at West Brom. No. Probably just finding the time to. If I had my way, I'd be up there with you every weekend for every game. But obviously, work and family life, you've got to balance it all out. But as I say, this lockdown's actually worked to my advantage because I've actually been able to get more involved. Because otherwise, I'd be coming to a game once in a blue moon and just doing an article once a week and appearing on the odd preview. So. You know, I like to turn negatives into a positive, and I think I've done that during this lockdown.
What does NFTV mean to yourself?
Do you know what? I was thinking about this. The whole reason why I first messaged, because the whole reason how I got involved was I messaged through the Twitter, I think. Say when you're after guests for the radio show. I was umming and ahhing for a couple of weeks previous before I did message. And I thought I wouldn't mind getting to know some people up in the northeast, you know, fellow Newcastle fans, because if I was to come up for a game normally, I'd either have to drag the missus, pull in one of my friends who don't support Newcastle, or I'd literally drive 3.5 hours on my own, watch the game, drive 3.5 hours home again. So that was the whole reason. So it means a lot more. It means a lot more now, I think. It's not work. It's just something that I enjoy immensely, and I can't believe how just much it's steamrolled in the last few months.
Same question. Would you miss it?
Oh God, yeah. No, I would. I wouldn't know where to start. If I didn't have this during this lockdown, I don't know what I'd be doing. Interesting.
James, I can see in the background. I'll bring you into the show very shortly. Talk to us about, obviously, the Twitter side of things now, Sam, because we seem to... It was kind of fell into where you would do the day shift and I would do the night shift, and it's kind of fell into that. And have you enjoyed it?
Yeah. Fortunately, between us, we're pretty much awake for the whole 24 hours. I'm an early riser, and you're very much a night owl, which I am not. I mean, we're past my bedtime now, really. But it's I do enjoy my Twitter. It's incredibly fickle, and if you post something people don't like, believe me, you know about it. But I do enjoy it. I like posting the little random goal videos and little funny moments every morning. I like. I think I probably think I'm funnier than I actually am. So not all of my funny stuff lands, but you know, you got to give it a go. And some things land. Some things pop that I think, oh, that's just a post to pass some time. But you know, it's great. I absolutely love it, and to see the followers steadily build up like they have, it's very satisfying.
Yeah, because Kyle was hammering me, weren't you, Kyle? Get him in, get him in, get him in.
I was.
So I hear.
I mean, it was one of them because, like as you mentioned before, Twitter was struggling, and Sam was doing loads of little things like for the channel when he wasn't even a part of the channel. He was putting articles up. He was helping with certain things, and I was like, and you were choosing between two people, and I was like, Lee, if you don't pick Sam, you're brain dead. You what?
Don't tell Sam
will.
that.
We'll be honest, you know. I mean, it's not no one's listening, you know. So, but no, it was between a couple of people, and I remember we were walking to one of the matches, and I was just like, it was this other person and Sam, and I'm like, what? So you there's consideration for other people? I was no. Since if you don't choose Sam, if Sam isn't chosen, you are brain dead, son. Because I knew Sam would do a lot for the channel. Obviously, he's surpassed what even I expected because he's had what 10 interviews. He's brought in 10, 12 interviews, which is crazy. That's more than the channel managed. I think a year or two before he even came onto the channel. So like, it turns out I was right, but I didn't know how quite right I was at the time to vouch for Sam.
I just want to point out this message as well because Isha's getting a bit of love, and rightly so. So the addition to Isha to the channel has been immense. As an Asian fan, love to see the inclusivity. I've said that right, haven't I? Of all fans.
No, inclusivity.
Thank you, Sam. You're the brain.
You said Aid Marabak wrong yesterday.
I know. Not be strong.
You should saying that for the fought by Saudis, mate.
Yeah, but it's a good point because if you look at our team now, you've got people from obviously youngsters down south. We've got obviously Asian background with Isha, 40. Obviously, he's a friend of the channel. Obviously, he'll be coming back once the football's back. Julie, who's obviously from Poland, we'll hopefully see more of her. 3 lads from Newcastle, and obviously we've got some from Durham, which is Paul, and Midlands, like Sam. So we are mixed of all sorts. So it's good.
When we get out of Bournemouth.
I said the young lad from down south. I didn't want to bring Bournemouth because I'm sure Johnny will bring it up when he comes in.
Team.
No doubt, Johnny's in the background waiting to come in. Johnny, I will bring you in, don't worry. James, I can see you, and we'll bring you in very shortly. So, Sam, what's the plan for Twitter? Tell me.
Just keep building the momentum and keep the ball rolling. I mean, I need to find the time to make the pretty Twitter posts that you do in the evening, but in the daytime, I think it's a lot. It's a lot about getting things out quick. Breaking news is out quick. People look for Twitter for quick. So that's what I've got to keep on top of, especially with some news breaking any day now. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it's just about building that follower base and growing because others have got a head start on us. Sean,
that is disgraceful, Sean. You need to follow Newcastle Fans TV. How dare you put something like that in the live chat, Sean? How sort your act, dude. How get following the Twitter. No, it is good. I think we've improved that massively, like the Facebook page, like the Twitter. The Twitter's got a lot more respect than what it used to do because I used to get a lot of stick on there when I first broke out in the scene about 4 years ago now. Since the rebirth, is that the right term? Rebrand of Newcastle Fans TV, which will come on to shortly. So Twitter's absolutely doing well. I think we've got a platform of nicking video. Well, we're not nicking them. That's not the right term because we are allowed to do that. Twitter allows that to do that.
Yeah, everyone does it.
So we can share the videos, tweets now all day. And some big names follow us now, which is brilliant. You've obviously got first team footballers following us.
Best mates for Maximin.
Yeah, St. Maximin retweets us. So big names on Twitter who follow us. So please head over to Twitter. Obviously, you loads of news, and we don't make up the news. We just source the news. We're not the journalists. We just share the news, which is really important as well. Do you want to stay on, Sam, or do you want us to kick you?
Yeah, no, you're all right. I've got some time.
I want to talk a little bit about James. I'm going to bring you in next. Johnny, you'll hang on because obviously you're part of the channel. Johnny, you can stay. Instagram. We're very, very close. And again, if you're not following with Instagram, we are extremely close now with 31. That's a horrible picture of me. The guy on the far left, looks like a proper druggie, didn't he? We're very, very close
Carmen. Imagine if he's watching.
Not the best photo, not the best photo of me. We're very close, 31. That might have gone up to 10K. Kyle, obviously, I've talked to you about this to get a 10K. Why?
Well, for Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, when I was doing Facebook, 10,000 was like the unreachable star when we first started. So it was like the first big milestone. So to hit 10K, it's a big one. It was one of the major first turning points for Facebook. So I'm hoping Instagram has the same effect. I'm looking forward to seeing the evolution of Instagram, because it's under the radar at the minute, but it's still doing really well, which is it's a more of a compliment to everybody else, because despite how well Instagram's doing, YouTube's doing even better. Twitter's doing fantastic at the moment, and Facebook is as well. So yeah, if you don't follow Instagram, it's just had it on screen. If you would like to give it a follow. Follow us while you're at it as well. But,
Struggling,
I am struggling. I do know Instagram. It's on screen. See, I mean, you've got a remake of Trainspotting in terms of a cast as your free photos, right? But I think that'd be my cue to be kicked off if anything. But no, we're not far off now. Only 31 away. So if you don't follow on Instagram, please give us a follow.
Yeah, what we'll post on Instagram is mostly videos, but what we've been up to, yes, it's been difficult with lockdown of late because we kind of meet up, unless you're an advisor to the PM, but less than I'm not, the better. So we hope to push the Instagram more, and we're very close. And I run the Instagram, I'm quite chuffed. The aim for 10K for that is...
great achievement.
Once we get a 10K, we can share videos directly on Instagram to push them back to YouTube, whether that's a story or a link in the bio as well. So I've really wanted, because it's just squeezing out a little bit extra views, because our Instagram audience is a lot more younger than, because obviously Instagram's I call Instagram like a posh Snapchat, very similar stories and posts and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really good. And Instagram, so yeah, please do follow us as well. So, do one of you guys want to drop in the background? Because James has been waiting quite a while.
Yeah, I'll drop.
Right, you drop in the background, Kyle. I'm going to bring James in with us as well. So that is James. Are you ready? Come on, here you are. Hiya, James.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, James? How are you doing?
Hi.
Can't see you. Just move your camera a
Yeah,
little
I
bit.
can hear you. I'm all right.
Do you want to move your camera a little bit so I can see you in shot?
I'm trying. No, got it.
How are you doing? You all right?
It's not working. Wait.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So, James, tell us why. Tell us why, and congratulations being brave to come on, because Paul hasn't, but you have. So thank you very much for coming on tonight. So tell us what you like.
I've got. I'm like very big Newcastle fan. Me.
Who's your
I've got
favourite player?
big posters in my room. If you say Maximin, 100%.
Aye, good choice. Good choice. What do you like? Do you like anything about Newcastle Fans TV? What we can improve on? What we're good at? Anything?
I'd like way match day views.
The match vlogs.
The
Everyone.
way days and that. I like the away days. Me.
Yeah, like the storytelling, the music, and all that. Sam's been in them a couple of recent ones as well. Funny moments as Arsenal, West Brom, as we know. But have you been any away games yourself?
Well, no, but I've been most of the home games and that.
Okay, all right, cool. And who's your favourite member of Newcastle Fans TV?
It's between you or Sam.
Good
It's me. That's all right. Stuff you.
That wasn't scripted at all.
It wasn't at all. I think I've just pressured him into saying, because we're live with him at the moment.
Yeah.
Poor Johnny, Poor Johnny waiting there. But James, thank you very much for coming on tonight.
Cheers, James.
Look after yourself and stay safe.
Yeah.
Bless him, bless him. So that was James. Let's have a little look at what you are saying in the live chat as well. We've got a lot of rattle through to tonight as well.
I think you were his favourite as well. I was definitely an afterthought.
Well, because we just there. Paul, I seen you in the background earlier on. So if you want to come back in, Paul, please do as well. I can see Jay in Atlanta in the background as well. So Jay, we haven't forgotten about you. So if you hang on for 5-10 minutes or so, we'll bring you in as well. So well done, James. Well done for coming on as well. Right, okay. I was going to bring Johnny in, but he has disappeared. Oh, he's coming back now, is he? Johnny's internet connection. Johnny, are you there?
Classic Greenwood internet.
Hello, Johnny.
I'm here. I'm here. I don't know if you can. I can't see myself, but I don't know if you can hear me.
Do you want to turn yourself on?
2 seconds. This is just typical me. I'm sorry.
Does that already?
I'll refresh it again. Apologies. I'll be back in a second.
No worries. Just come in. Paul, switch to 4G, and you'll be able to come on instead of your Wi-Fi as well. Let's have a look at the next step, which is the under 23 channel as well, which we're going to talk about a little bit now, because we're going to, and this is an exclusive for you, we're actually going to rebrand the under 23 completely into NFTV Extra. Sam, what's the thinking behind this?
Just makes it a bit more all-encompassing, a bit more kind of not narrowed down to the under-23s, because we support all areas of Newcastle United. The work Paul's done with the women's team this season has been absolutely superb. We want to support them and continue to get behind them. We want to do other little things that maybe aren't as suitable for the main channel, that have their own little home on an extra space. So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, credit to Owen, who's made that banner for us. We're going to rebrand that in the next day or two, because it's great that it's under 23 in the women's football, but we feel that we could use that second channel, which does have, if I can find that, I'm sure it was there. It does have 1.1k subs in it, and it kind of feels neglected because, and this is no disrespect to the rest of the lads, that they're not massively clued up on the under 23s, which is a shame, because I'd love someone just to be a presenter on the under 23s and work with me. But we're going to rebrand it. And the reason being is the under 23s is not going to be lost. We're still going to be talking about the women's stuff. We're still going to be talking about the under 23s. But the idea for the second channel is to bring the personality out a little bit more. Maybe you want to come across and see us do FIFA videos, or maybe it's a holiday vlog, or maybe we're going to an interview. You want to say the behind the scenes stuff. I think that's the aim for it. And it could be Football Manager, anything to do with even like Premier League chat, going live, talking about the Premier League maybe once a week or something, just to push that channel. If yous who are listening or watching want help on this, the door's open for you as well. And again, if you want to come in tonight's stream, feel free to as well. Let's see if we can get him back. There he is. There's Bin Laden.
Do you know what it was, right? I've been watching the whole, 48 minutes, 50 minutes. Absolutely not a problem. As soon as I tried to get on, it was just like a black screen. I was just like, what is going on my luck at the minute? But no, it's been really good, actually. It's been really good listening to these all.
Yeah. Johnny, I've asked everybody, what's your favourite moment being on Newcastle Fans TV?
There's been so many. I think when we got the radio show, I think that was a big, statement to say, look, we're here to become big if we can. Obviously, certain things have happened and we haven't got that anymore, but we obviously still want to try and see, can we better that? And I think that's the big thing with the channel. But personal favourites, I think presenting the first radio show was big. Also, I've got your cap on, Paul. No,
that wasn't me who highlighted that. That would have been Sam.
To be fair, the away days have been absolutely. The away days have been really good. Like
I didn't highlight that comment unless it's Owen.
No, it was
Owen. I'm on my phone. I'm not controlling anything.
It's Owen because he's laughing in the background.
Absolute joke. You know what it is? I'm getting stick off a Bournemouth fan. I'm getting stick off a Bournemouth fan. You know what I mean? Terrible. No, in all seriousness, I think the Tottenham game was brilliant. But to be fair, just being around everybody in the channel is just absolutely brilliant. And we've interviewed some top people very recently, but it's just absolutely brilliant.
Sorry. That was a good one.
I'm so pleased Johnny's on with that beard because it takes the attention of my haircut right off.
Have I been playing cricket?
tonight,
I
Johnny,
love it. I know. I've only been on 5 minutes. To be fair, I love me cricket. I have to say, Jason, I love me cricket.
No, let's get off cricket. Right then. So, what has been your best moment? Not your favourite, but your best.
Oh, the Jose interview has to be. To be fair,
Jose
like,
who?
Exactly, Jose who. No, I have to give a lot of thanks to Ross from the Red because they did an interview with us, which we've got a fantastic relationship, and I'm really passionate about how good the Redmen are and how we try to strive to be just a little bit like them would be brilliant. And he gave us a little nudge in the right direction, shall we say. And so I managed to get in contact with Jose, and then he was really, really good. Actually, he was quite quick. I was telling Sam and Lee, I think, in our private chat that I sent an email out to him, and within 40 minutes he replied, and it was all sorted pretty much. I was like, wow. We had him on, talked with him for about an hour, slated the internet connection before one of you two mention it again. And then, but it was a really good interview, and I'm calling for the second part of it to come out soon.
Yeah, it's going to come out probably the back end of this week. What's been the most challenging or difficult moment so far?
I'll be honest with you. I think when I first came to the channel, it was a kind of a bit of a mixture. It was like we had Mark, we had Will, we had Christopher. There was like people that were in and people that were out. And you look at the team we've got now, I would say that it is just a completely gelled team, like all the way through. It's completely rock solid, and we'll all help each other in certain ways. We're all good at different things. I think, I don't know, it's difficult as gets in terms of say there's like any difficulties with the channel, because you have to kind of let your viewers do that, or your listeners or your subscribers tell you, because they're the ones that subscribe. They're the ones that need to tell you what's right and what's not good or whatever. But I don't know. Like I would probably get used to the radio show, because obviously, if you're watching on YouTube or whatever, it just looks brilliant. It looks seamless, doesn't it? It looks perfect. But if you actually trying to get it to the Nova listeners or the NE1 listeners at the time, it was quite difficult. And like Rob did it, and he did it very, very well. And now I was just kind of getting to the element that I kind of was okay with, but like I could do a job basically. I could do a job, but that was probably the most challenging so far.
Would you? What does NFTV mean to you?
It's part of my routine now. Where it never used to be really. When I first came on the channel, it was kind of like, I'll just treat it as a little hobby essentially, because I like being a part of, presenting or being a part of something. And yeah, I just see it as something as part of my routine now, especially on a match day. January's Ledger Internet Connect. I like that.
That is great banter.
I know it is. But in all seriousness, I think the channel means a lot. I know Sam's touched upon it. I know Owen's touched upon it, and Kyle's touched upon it differently. But it's just the fact that we all love the one thing that we're all in common with. That's the main thing for me. You look at other channels, and I don't think they've got what we've got. I really don't, especially in the last 6 to 8 weeks. I don't think they've got what we've got at the minute. But I thoroughly enjoy it. Really do.
Yeah, everyone loves it as well. I just want to touch upon, Johnny, getting some more stick about your connection again.
Do you know what it was? Because I've been trying to sort this out. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed. You got a fibre? No, I'm getting fibre. There's just been a few issues with. I'll tell you in the private chat. But no, it's hopefully this time next week, roughly, or the end of next week, it should be a little bit better. But I know it'll be a bit more clearer.
Since we're talking about Nova quite a bit, you might have seen on the social medias that we've actually parted company with Nova Radio. It's not a negative. I think positives can come out of it. We just felt that the leadership wasn't communicating. I think that's key, and a lot of people were disgruntled, shall we say, in the group. But the plans at the moment is our show, the Black and White Show, will carry on every week. No changes there. Everyone loves it, the interaction, trying to push more streams out. And we might approach, we don't know yet, we'll look at it into another local community station, but watch the steps shortly. So I wanted to talk about next, before we bring Jay in Atlanta in, I wanted to talk about Be a Game Changer a little bit because, Sam, you've done a little bit yourself with Rob a few days ago with a podcast.
Yep.
I've done bits and bobs. Kyle has. Who else has at the top of my head? Me and Johnny at the football.
Yeah, we did Man v Fat, didn't we?
That was it. Quite an honour, I would say, that the foundation wanted to approach us, and obviously me and Kyle went to the ground and done the photos and all that, to be like brand ambassadors and so on. Quite a big thing, isn't it, Sam?
Very important, I think, as well. Especially mental health is so huge at the moment during lockdown and the whole pandemic. And to be in partnership with the foundation is just an absolute honour because it allows them to use us to reach a different audience and just to reach out. And it is so important. And as you touched upon, me and Rob recorded a little video podcast as well the other day, which will come out in a week or so, just with some basic techniques and just put some advice on how to get through the rest of this mini crisis. Well, not mini, massive crisis that we're going through at the moment.
I think it also proves, Johnny, that look how far the channel has come, that maybe 18 months, 2 years ago, we would never be asked to be leaders of, well, not so leaders, champions is what they call, of a mental health group.
Yeah, I think the thing is, though, Lee, what you've got to remember is that since I've been on the channel, we've done a lot of stuff for charities, and I know mental health, it's its own thing, but we've always been quite supportive of charities. We've done, like, I did the Bradley Lowry Walk, which seems a long time ago. We've done stuff with the Sir Boy Robson Foundation. We want to do stuff with SCFC Fan TV. I think we've got an 11-a-side game, which we're going to try and get a couple of charities. And the same with Borough Fan TV. We did something previous with them. But the mental health game changer, and I think you touched upon it brilliantly about the fact that we're respecting the channel. I think the last 12 months, maybe since, I don't know, maybe the turn of last year, maybe 2019, I think it's really, respect has gone out the window. I think people do take us seriously now. You've got to look at other channels, and obviously they have way different criteria or different motives to what they want to do. And I think both it's always professional. It's always try to be, can we get the best content out? Can we get valid opinions? And can we just be a voice for Newcastle fans? We're not the voice, but just a voice. Makes sense. But yeah, the respect from we've got John Cross on, who's the chief writer of the Mirror, Henry Winter, who's the chief writer of the Telegraph. We've had multiple Newcastle Times. Apologies, I had the Telegraph from my head. There was an article I was going to mention, but we'll leave that for another day. So chief writer of the Times, one of the most respected journalists we've ever. And we've had Newcastle fans, Newcastle players, here's ourselves to health, which is the big message.
Yeah, I think also with that, the question Jason was just said, are the channels and pages expensive to run? We do out of all free time. I have personally put money into the website in this system and a previous system, but sponsorships do help, which I'll come on to later on in the show. That do help a lot of people get to away games, and how much we may have to rely on in the future, who knows. But going back to be a game changer, yeah, I'm delighted, and it's a privilege as well to work with the foundation, because let's face it, the communication with the club under this regime, we're never going to get anywhere with them, and it's a proud thing. And a couple of people in our group have suffered mental health. I can say that as well, and I'm absolutely buzzing. And we're in a privileged position to be ambassadors and talk about it and encourage other men to speak. And I think it's really important that you talk. If you need to speak to us, we also have a little private group ourselves. And that is Rob, credit to Rob, I push Rob to try and push this. Go over ahead. It's called Newcastle Fans TV Community. Paul, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat for us, Paul. And that is where you can come and just open, even if you're not having a good day, talk about football, talk about your day, talk about maybe you don't need to talk, maybe you just need to listen, maybe you need someone just to reply back. Just sometimes the simplest of things can actually go a long way. But yeah, I'm dead proud of that, and something that we I think it gets forgotten about quite a lot, quite easily, that we do money for charity, and then it doesn't get talked about. Obviously, a year ago, we'd done them skits with Sly Sports News, made for the Wig On, and then we've obviously done the Borough Fan TV and all that. So yeah, really, really good stuff, and it's good to be part of the foundation. The B Taylor, as just mentioned there, congratulations, lads, well done. That'll be a great partnership for you and the foundation as well. Sam, shall we say goodbye to you, because we do have a few people waiting?
Yes, absolutely. I'll bid you farewell. Yes, happy birthday, NFTV, and Lorna, your baby's 4 years old.
Yeah, if you want to come on later, you can hang in the background if you want.
See you later, Paxman.
Ha, ta-ra.
And that was Sam. I'm going to be bringing in Jay in Atlanta in just a second. Actually, we'll do it now. Jay, are you ready? Nod your head if you're ready. Yeah, he's ready. Jay from Atlanta. How are you doing, Jay?
I'm doing great this afternoon here. It's just wonderful to just talk to you guys. Fan from afar.
You're a member. So thank you very much, first and foremost, for being a member on YouTube as well. So thank you very much. Hope you've liked some of the early stuff that we put out. Still trying to learn and push that a lot more and develop that a lot more. So thank you very much for being a member as well. What's it like being a Newcastle fan at the moment overseas?
Well, in Atlanta, it's a little easier because of Miggy, right? But before that, it was a wasteland, right? People were like, you follow who? Everybody thinks these are Juve shirts here, right? It was difficult for 20 years, right? That's just the truth of it. And I've paid subscriptions to every bit of content, remotely to see everything. But this channel is the best view into the people of the Northeast that also follow the call.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's not just the facts you present. I just missed the whiteboard days. I went back and watched a few of those, and it made me laugh. But it's not just the facts you present, but your team as a whole just puts a really personal touch on the good and the bad about following Newcastle. And it's just really, there's nothing like it on the internet. And there hasn't been anything like this for several years, really. I see people trying, but this is the real authentic deal. This is a part of, even remotely, this is a part of my life here because I'm so far away. This is when the little video bell goes off at work. I just stop what I'm doing if I can and watch it. So nice, Jason. And I think that's something that's really good part of your brand coming up.
I think that's really well spot on. So thank you for coming on as well. It's put a face to the name as well. But
the beard is a little not normal. I'm losing to Johnny there.
I'm sorry about that, Jay, but it's just I can't get rid of it in a minute because I don't know what I'd look like without it. But do you mind if I ask a question? Do you mind if I ask a question later, Jay, or not?
Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, Jay, obviously you see Newcastle in a different way, probably because you're so far away. But what is it about Newcastle Fans TV that you think is just what, like, brilliant in your words, but like different to the rest? Is there anything for you that you go, yeah, I have to watch that video on Newcastle Fans TV?
I look forward to the banter between you guys that doesn't seem, it's not forced or faked. You guys might as well be having a pint in a pub, talking to each other and taking that. And it just feels very natural to me. That is the main thing. And I pitched this channel to a few of my other friends that I'm trying to convert to become Newcastle followers that don't have a Premier League team already. So that naturalness is really the big thing.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you very much. Obviously, this kind of stuff, what we're looking at doing is, Jay, is bringing in people like yourselves for instant match reactions straight after the game, 5 minutes, bang, we are live, bringing in people, fans across the world, no matter whether you're in the Far East, over in the States, or you're in Australia, wherever we are. And I actually love America as well. As the rest of the lads know, I've been to New York a couple of times, took Rob with me last year. Been to Miami, that was a beautiful city as well. So, yeah, I do like the States. I do like to get over there. Probably not this year because of the pandemic, unfortunately. might keep it safe, maybe in Amsterdam or somewhere like that. Nice and 2-hour flight.
Blackpool's nice.
I don't think we'll take, if Jay ever comes to the UK, I don't think we'll take him to Blackpool, to be honest with you.
Have you ever been to a game, Jay? Just outside?
No, not there. I've been to other games in England, but since 13, I just kind of went into a funk about Newcastle that your channel kind of helped me pull me out of. But I went this last fall, And my wife and I've just always wanted for years to be able to go to Newcastle and didn't have the means. And now I can a little bit, but I wouldn't go because of the boycott, because of I just didn't want to pay. And that was very hard for me. So I cannot wait for a new owner. I'll be there at some time. And now it's going to be really hard to get tickets when this happens, right? It's going to be fantastic. So.
We'll sort you out. We'll sort you out, Jay. We'll speak with a few people. How about
that? Was not begging.
Lee's got loads of contacts, so don't worry about that, mate.
I wouldn't know about the club. Just need for that record. When I say I'm going to Amsterdam, I won't be going for that reason. Just to point that out for Cheesy. I won't be visiting any windows or anything like that. But Jay, you've mentioned you've obviously watched a couple of games in England. I went over with Rob to the MLS, and just briefly, since I've got you about the MLS as well, I went and watched the Yankees. Not the Yankees. It was at the Yankee Stadium in New York, and I just didn't get it because it's not a football stadium. It's a baseball stadium.
Right.
However, we got on the train and went to New Jersey, and we went to watch the Red Bulls, and that was totally different because they had a big, massive fan engagement outside. It was a football stadium. It was built for football, and I loved it. I actually genuinely loved that rather than New York. Is MLS just trying to play catch up here?
Absolutely. And the league as a whole, for most of my time, it's been unwatchable. I just couldn't watch it. It wasn't, not to be elitist, but it wasn't up to the standard of the leagues in Europe, and not even close. It has gotten a lot better and more competitive, and the style of play is more interesting. The stadiums initially were afterthoughts or played in larger converted stadiums. That baseball stadium is just too small, and everyone knows that the pitch is tiny. In Atlanta, we've been very, very fortunate to really have caught lightning in a bottle here with a big stadium that regularly pulls in its max attendance, whether that's at 40,000 or 70,000. And it is a rocking environment. And that varies. I've been in some other matches. It just depends on the city and the support. MLS is getting better. It's getting a lot better. And then having someone like, another thing, we're getting more and more European club influence. Like Darren Eales came over from Tottenham. And just that kind of insight being around the proper UK clubs, I think that's coming here and it's being listened to a lot more. They're playing catch up. We're never going to run you guys down, but it's going to get better. That's for sure. That's my take on it.
Before I let you go, I just want to ask you a couple of questions. What's your favorite type of video that we do?
You're going to laugh, but I love the away day travel videos. You people just being loons in the vehicle is just amusing. And then some of the great wins, especially some of the stuff on the road when it turns to be a win, those things right after that's probably the most entertaining stuff for me. That
yeah, it's bringing you the way fan experience, isn't it? And we've got a lot of praise for them. When I made the decision about 2 years ago to try and make it about with it the day rather than just the match,
right.
From all sorts, from simple things like going to the toilet or going to whatever, telling a story about the day on the road trip, or buying something or something funny that happens, or if Paul's with us, some of his outrageous stuff that you might say.
I mean, when you can't get tickets on the road, that can be pretty funny.
Yeah. Let's not talk about tickets on the road because I still have a parking fine, not a ticket fine. A course to do on. I'm going to do a 4-hour course very shortly. And do you have any favorite presenters or favorite members of the team?
Your honest takes really started it for me, Lee. I really like Paul's takes as well too. No offense to you in the channel here, Johnny, but those are the two that I kind of look forward to the most here. So
why do you like Paul?
He's different than the rest of you. He's genuinely very different and says different takes. That's just why. So
he's from Middlesbrough. They all get like that.
Is that what that is? So. I wasn't prepared for these level of detailed questions. It took a bit of courage to click that join this link button, honestly.
Please do. Come on more often. You're speaking really well. Really well.
For sure.
And I'm sure a lot of people in the chat will obviously back that up. So thank you very much, Jay, for coming on. It's actually brilliant to see you as well. Okay. So fantastic. So, Jay, I'm going to love you and leave you, but thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Great time.
Lovely to see you, Jay. Thanks very much.
Lovely fella, mind. Absolutely spot on. So it's great to see another overseas fan as well. So we've talked about him before. We've got to bring him in now, haven't we? There he is. There he is, everybody.
Yes.
Hey, Jay, I'll tell you what.
I can't hear him.
Yeah, the check's in the post. The check's in the post.
Unmute yourself. I can't hear him. Can you hear him? Can you hear him, Lee?
Look, he's checking. He's checking.
I'm checking. Don't you do that to me. You know me and technology at the moment. We're not friends. We're not friends. But yeah, I've got a big out there, Jay. Yeah, he's definitely got good taste as Jay, I reckon.
You can still hear he's in the background and just listening in. But thank you very much, Paul, for coming on. I've called him out a few times, and hey, the power of persuasion. I want to move on because we've been on for over an hour. I'm still not even halfway yet. Perfect timing, actually, Paul. Private group.
How's that, man?
Tell me about the private group and what we do with it and what can we improve on and so on.
Yeah, it's just lots. I think it's a lot more just personal stuff, quick thoughts, additional stuff to what you would get on the main Facebook page. So there's nothing that you miss out from, obviously from being on the main page. It's all additional content, videos from all the normal, usual faces, more sort of instant reactions if something's breaking in the world of Newcastle. Also, I appear quite a bit when I'm out and about in the van. So if I've got a random thought or if I want to waffle for half an hour, then I'll jump on there and do a quick video. So, yeah, it's just additional stuff, extra good stuff, extra juicy bits.
But I also think, Johnny, it's quite a big thing for Facebook to say, oh, your page is doing really well. We want to reward you and give you something. It's quite a big thing, isn't it?
It is, and I think we're one of the first to get something like this. Obviously, I don't know any other channel that really offered this, and yourself and Paul probably put on the most videos, and obviously that was where Man in the Van was pretty much invented, and obviously the rest is history with that one. But no, it's great because what we do is that we try to help by just we've seen Jay before, he gets a lot of his news, and we've seen that other fans just want similar stuff. They just want a little bit more. And again, I'm not here to force people if they don't want to pay a couple of quid to come on. You don't have to, but I would thoroughly recommend it because it's something a little bit different. Paul's got his own opinions. Rob does a few stats stuff. Owen's been on recently as well. I'll chip in every now and then. Everybody does a little bit, which is good. But the more members we get, the more popular it gets. I think we're on about 32 at the minute, which is for a channel that's only really used Facebook with a private group for not even a year yet. I know it doesn't seem like the biggest number in the world, but it's always growing, and people are always getting interested, and they want to try and see if they can improve that if we can.
I think we've also got
interactions as well, isn't it, Rooney? As well, you can interact more, and people will ask you questions, and then you can jump and do another video on it and stuff as well. So it's all good. Plug.
I think it is good. We'll show what it's there for is exclusive stuff. The reason why there's only 32 members is because every single member pays for that stuff. I think that's what's important. They're paying a little bit extra to get what's happening on YouTube, what's happening with Paul with his Man in the Van videos. Johnny, we've got Rob Stats, Kyle. Sam has a weekly video now when he drives to the shop, I've noticed now. So we're all chipping in. Owen's done a few bits. I've asked Owen to try and put some of his posts when you have on the live stream each day to spread that out. It's just extra stuff that you get as well on the private group, and that's quite similar to the YouTube stuff, which you guys used to are probably not familiar with as much. But the YouTube stuff is kind of similar to the Facebook stuff, where it's just video content only, and you get there's 3 levels: there's bronze, silver, and gold. Depending on what you subscribe to, if you got gold, you get everything. So you'll have shout outs, rough cuts, bloopers. You see them before everybody else. Silver, we haven't done this yet, but it is something I'm looking to do it when it gets a bit more popular. There's live streams just for members, early access to our new videos. So bronze do get access to new videos, but the better videos goes to silver, and the more prestige videos like the Henry Winter went to gold. There's also exclusive posts on there as well, and that's massively grown because, again, YouTube approaching us. I know they have with another Newcastle channel of late, but again, we were the first to have that, and it's fantastic for YouTube to recognize once again, both Facebook and YouTube, is that you guys have a platform. Would you like to offer your subscribers a little bit different? So if you want to have a look on the YouTube members, there is a video just basically telling you what it's all about. So definitely have a look at it. And if you just want to get more and more out of that as well. James says Liam Paul are legends. Yes.
Yes. Checks in the post.
Sam sometimes as well. Oh, Jason says it's difficult to choose a favourite member of NFTV because these are all different personalities but gel so well. But I think that's also important, Johnny, if you mentioned this as well. We have so many different faces on the channel now, don't we?
We do. Like, I've been on the channel for probably just a little over 18 months, nearly 2 years. Not a million miles away from 2 years, and there's been all sorts of people on the channel. You know, I didn't know Paul properly before I came on the channel, and you know, I found out so much about him. Obviously, he's got a fantastic opinion on Lee Charnley, Mike Ashley, and I'm just like disappointed that he lives closer to Middlesbrough than Newcastle, but we can forgive him for that. But no, it is. You're all right, Lee. It's great to see so many different people on the channel because that's what makes it brilliant. Like, that's probably the one thing I could probably give you praise for, Lee, is the fact that you could have easily made it your own show. It's the Lee Lawler show, but it is Newcastle Fans TV. But it's all about me. I want to be on every video. I want to do everything. I want to do this, that, and the other. And you've gone, no, Paul and Kyle. Yes, I'll let you do more on the Facebook because I trust you. You know, you've got Sam involved on the Twitter because you trust him. You've got myself and Kyle and Isha who can present, and Owen starting to get into his presenting skills, which he's done really well. And so that's probably more of a compliment to yourself, the fact that you can just go, right, let yourselves fly, basically. But no, like I said, I can only speak for myself. I don't know if Paul will agree, but you know, a lot of praise has to go to you, Lee, because we have grown as a channel. I'll be honest with you, I never thought after my first video or after joining the channel would be as successful as we have been. I really don't, because you know, I just thought, well, it's another fan channel. Yes, I'm going to try and enjoy myself, but how big can we actually get it? And you know, we're always trying to strive to be that little bit better. And I don't mind saying this. I think we're comfortably better than any other channel. That comfortably better, because they can't compete with the dedication, the hard work, the graft that goes into every single day. We all do our bit, some more than others, and that's not a bad thing to say, but we all do our bit, and it goes a long way. So a big thank you to you, Lee. That's what I'd probably say on that.
Yeah, cheers, can I just jump in there? Yeah, can I just jump in? Because I think to be fair, Lee's enthusiasm is infectious and it gets under your skin, and you know, we all care about the product. We all want the very, very best for it, you know. So if he comes up for night and then you're working away, and even under lockdown, you're trying new things, you're trying to push the envelope all the time, but he's there constantly trying to push, probe, can we do better, can we look at it a different way? So you know, it does a heck of a lot, and not many people actually see it, because you might just see the video, you know, once every other day and stuff like that, but it is something you've got to go wholeheartedly in. I didn't think after 3 years I'd still be on the channel and people would be saying nice things about us, you know what I mean? But Lee, the graft he puts in, you don't see 5% of this. You really don't. So, there you go. But if I had a hat, I'd take it off. I feel, you know what I mean? I feel a little bit challenged, do you?
We're going to be in the hat crew,
yeah, I tell you one thing though. The reason they pushed me to come on tonight, less of the age jabs there, Lee Lawler. I heard that comment.
I got you on, Paul. I got you on.
I'm sitting there watching with Kerry, and I was like, no, that's the. I says I'm going to have to see if I can get on here. I says I can't have that.
Got you on though. Called you out, Paul. Just want to read this one out from Thomas. Thomas is
I'm shy.
Thomas is the member. Congratulations, guys. Cheers, and he has hoping to better stuff in the coming years. Sorry. So I was talking about the membership before. Thomas is one of them. So is Jay in Atlanta. You can see the little special badge next to their name. That if you ever wonder who they are in the comments, that's why. But yeah, so fantastic, and a lot of good comments coming tonight. And please keep them coming. Still got a lot of rattle through, but you've timed it spot on, the 2 years, because the next bit is what I want to talk about is, and I'm not going to. That's one of them. That's Owen probably be doing that. I didn't highlight that. The next step I want to talk about is actually funny enough, and I'm going to hate myself looking at this because I was a lot bigger than it, a lot bigger back in the day. Look at the state of that, man.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's the only thing. Great tan and a great hat. That's probably the only good thing that's come out of it. Look at the size of me there. God, that was me. 15 stone 3. That was when I was a big lad.
Ago.
Yeah, it was when we first. This is Leelola HD days. This is going back to Leelola HDs, and I just want to talk about obviously how the rebrand started. And obviously, when I first started, a lot of you just talked about your own experiences and stuff like that. But you know, I was quite scared to come on camera first of all because of my weight, and obviously, I know I lost a lot of weight, which is fantastic. And you know, I was doing videos behind the scenes, and this was my first actual appearance full screen. And I was talking about it was when we got beat off Manchester City 2-0 at home when Torres scored. I think Man City won the title. And that was when I was talking about the reaction and that. And I was like doing a lot of like Owen does, stroke your hair. Because I can see him in the background. But yeah, that was the first time that I went full screen, and it is a little bit nerve-wracking what you do, Paul. It is a little bit.
I'm just stroking my hair as well.
I think we're the 3 worst people to be pretending stroking our hair. Like, I have to be honest.
Possibly, and I think it goes to show you that a lot of yous were nervous. Paul, it took you. How long did it take you to come on camera, Paul? It was blooming hell. It was like a year and a half.
It was, yeah. And the thing is, I went a couple of times and I was close, but I thought no, because I am the shy and very much the shy type. Yeah, very shy.
Definitely not the shy type. 100%. Now you look at it. If you look at all of the group as well, how confident we've all came as well, which is fantastic. And then, of course, we've done the rebrand. Well, I've done the rebrand, and this is the kind of the moment. And this was the video that I did as well. When I went through the spell of using a green screen for ages. I mean, still got the green screen. I might bring it back, but we rebranded it, and I talked about what I wanted to change and open up Facebook and open up Twitter and Instagram and bring people in. Will was the first as well, and obviously that's expanded to all years, from even previous members like Mark and Alicia and Sharky, Will, Chris and Jonathan, which we'll talk about a little bit later as well. But it is mad looking back there 4 years ago to we were on around about 4,500 subs then. I think the page had about 1,500, 2K. I think Twitter was on about 3.5K. Instagram was literally a couple of 600, 700. And if you look at the numbers now, Paul, it's mental, isn't it?
It is. It's absolutely crazy. I think when me and Kyle joined on the Facebook page, because we always discuss it was about 1,700. And then when you're hitting like 25,000, it's absolutely insane. But every single platform is just skyrocketed, and then you just keep thinking it can't get any bigger, or and it just does. It's like we're just chipping away there constantly, and like when you're looking at the reach and the people that when you see like millions of people are reached by our content each week, and so it's mind blowing numbers. It really, really is.
Yeah, Kyle's been on the channel on video for about 2 years. Roughly, it's about 2 years. He's in the background. I know he's going to come on later. But we're going to say goodbye to Johnny, if that's all right, because Johnny, you've been on for quite a bit.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine, lads. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. If you want to come on a little bit, you can do.
Yeah, it goes a show. I'll come back on in half an hour, something like that, if you're still on.
I'll probably still be rattling on. Thank you, mate.
Lads.
Just been you, Paul. So, Paul, I'll talk about fan cams in a moment, but we do have Stephen waiting. Stephen, are you ready to come on? Can't hear you, but we'll bring you in. Hiya, Stephen. How are you doing?
I'm not bad. How are you?
Not bad. Thank you for coming on. So,
Good.
Brave man to come on. So, well done.
Oh, no, me half pounding.
Now to worry about as well. Just a couple of things as well. What we're asking everybody as well. Obviously, we're testing the night, bringing people in, of course, as well. But what would you like us to see? First of all, I'll ask you, what would you like to see improve?
I don't know, maybe to interact with fans a bit more, maybe. Like what you're doing now, like having like people on the channel, like over cam and stuff like that.
Yeah, we are looking to do like a live show, possibly once a week, where we're bringing fans' opinions. I think that'll be more positive and more, popular if after a game. I think that'll be as well. What do you like about the channel?
I just like the entertainment. I usually have it on in the background if I'm cooking or playing on Xbox or something like that.
Is that when Kyle's on?
I don't know, all years really.
Well, no, thank you for coming on as well. A couple of other things as well. What's your favourite type of video? Bit of feedback that we're after.
I like the live one on a Sunday, where you're all in the radio station talking about obviously Newcastle and stuff like that.
For a couple of hours as well. Cool.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Like the with ex-players or like journalists, like talking live as well.
Yeah, that's been a big thing for the channel the last few weeks, getting all these big names in, and probably how far we've come as a channel and a brand as well. Just quickly, whilst I've got you on, are you against or for the idea of finishing the season off?
As a selfish point of view, I would just end the season.
Really?
Obviously, being a Newcastle fan, end the season. You know, I think Villa have got a game in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever's got a game in hand, maybe play their game in a relegation playoff type of way.
And is the takeover going to happen?
Hopefully. Cans in the freezer and tea towels in the wash at the moment.
Oh, we're getting you on the stream then.
Yeah.
We're doing a live stream on Takeover Day. We're just all going to get pissed and go mental. No structure to the video, nothing. So we'll definitely get you on if you're dressing up and having cans, without a shadow of a doubt. How long do you think it'll be? Do you think it'll be soon?
Hopefully June, maybe the start of June next Monday, hopefully. But I don't know.
Fingers crossed.
I'm a bit cautious around like previous takeovers.
One last question before I let you go. Player of the season?
Well, it's got to be the goalkeeper.
Dubravka?
Yeah, it's got to be him. Yeah, best player, I would say.
Okay, cool.
Maximum.
I was about to say Maximum.
Yeah,
I
he's the most entertaining player.
I was on Claude's channel earlier on tonight, and not one of them all asked a question: who would you take from the other team? And there was 6 of us. Not one of them said St. Maximum. Not one of them.
I'd like to see him play as a number 10. I think because that's his favourite position. He's always said that, and I think having him as a number 10, I think would improve. I would say
100%. Well, Stephen, thank you very much for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having us, guys. Thank you.
My pleasure. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Thanks. Right then. So thank you very much to Stephen for coming on. Let's bring in Kyle as well. How are you doing, Kyle? You're back again.
BT.
Oh, he's all right, Paul. It's nice to see you on the channel again, mate. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. But cheers to Stephen for coming on, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. Sean, if you're on the background, if you position your camera, we'll bring you on the next 5 to 10 minutes. So thank you very much. And Owen, I know you're still there as well. Let's just quickly rattle through a few of these comments as well, because we have missed some of them off. Right, you've got your check coming there, Paul. So make sure you get that sending it. It's a long way to America. It's a long way to America. I'll send a shirt, a shirt, because I'm getting put off by Kyle's shirt. A check. Johnny's internet is so slow.
He's still getting shit, is he?
Still getting
Johnny.
Poor Johnny. Paul, talking about Ash. We're not really talking about Newcastle as much. We're just talking about the channel tonight, and we're testing bringing in other people in. So again, if you want to come in, please talk to us. You don't have to talk long. We'll ask you the questions if you're feeling nervous, so don't worry about it. Match day videos, we've seen them pop up quite a bit today as well. So they seem to be doing well. Another one from Australia. So Lee, nice to have your company, whether you're a boy or girl, because it's a different type of spell on that, isn't it? But I want to talk about next is fan cams. And do you miss them as well? Please let us know in the comments as well. Take you all the way back to this picture, and lads, you'll be surprised how much he's growing. But this was James. Look how little he is.
Oh my word! Oh yes.
So little, isn't he? And this was November 2016. You can see the views aren't great because it was the first time that we done fan cams. We've got a little clip on mic and just chatted to fans. Obviously, we've improved the fan cams and got other people involved, and we made the decision after about a year and a half of fan cams to put loads of clips together. And it seemed to work. The views were going up as well. But is it something you miss, Kyle? Or do you think we don't miss it?
Can I just say, James in that photo looks like a baby Joe Weller. If anybody knows who Joe Weller is, honestly, proper, like, it's like a baby brother type thing. But in terms of the fan cams, it's not something I miss. I just thought, like, when I've brought it up to have a part of the channel, like, because there's every couple of months I write a book to the lads to say what we could do, this and that, and I usually mention fan cams, and I have a couple of times. It's something I've always thought is a part of a channel, but to be honest, at this current moment, I look at the other fan channels, and there isn't really a demand for it because there's a lot of channels doing it. I mean, Emil on Gallagher Shots does a fantastic job of interviewing fans. Sharky's doing it next year, Toon Army TV. That should be interesting. And you've got you. Is anybody else doing fan cams next year?
I think the
probably not doing them.
I don't know. But I think the problem with fan cams in general is that Newcastle ones don't do well. I think that's why we put them all together and chopped them up, and they were doing well. I know that's what Gallagher Shots have done. They've copied that model into putting loads together. But I just don't see. I think obviously you guys were like, "Oh, Lee, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about pulling that." And look, if you look now how well we've progressed and we've made scoring the players. Like scoring the players now is like a 15-minute video alone now because we're a lot more in depth. And if you look at the last word, those two videos are like our big guns, if you want to call it that. And they always do well and always get the most interaction because there's a lot of effort and chat and different things going on. But is it something you want to see back, Paul, or is it something that it's gone now and we've moved on?
I think it's gone and we've moved on, to be fair. Because if you're looking at it, it was a lot of the same faces. And, it's the same faces saying the same things over and over again. And we still can have people on and put clips and, I think we did. Was it Sheffield United that we did that? We do stuff like that. But we have lots of fan interaction in other ways. Like, if we do more of these type of videos and stuff, people can come on and give the instant, the reactions. Sometimes after matches, people's tempers are flying high and they just want to go, or they've got other commitments on. Well, this sort of platform allows people to be able to interact in the same way that Fancams does. But I just think it's in a better way. Obviously, as well, it cuts down on editing for you, which is a huge issue. There's a lot of hard work and graft goes into that as well. So, I think it was an important part of our past. It was an important part of the journey, but it's maybe not where we're going in the future. But obviously, getting regular normal fans on the channel day in, day out is something that we're all very, very passionate about. It's why we do it, for the debate, and the banter and everything like that. So that's going to continue, but it's just pushing it into new ways, like this tonight. Yeah,
we still do the odd one or two away if it's like a 40, or you mentioned James in Sheffield United, or it's a different YouTube channel that we'll do it with. But yeah, I generally don't miss them, and I was pretty confident because I was looking at other channels and our channel as well. Although our channel was getting the better views, I was looking for it's not engaging for us. Yes, I know you can chop them down into topics and stuff, but I think as a club, as fan cams, I don't think they do very well. Not because of Newcastle. If you look at Liverpool, the Redmen guys, the Redmen lads, it is, and the Redmen lads made that decision just to do a group one where they just stand in front of 20 people and just go to a mic and say, "What do you think? What do you think?" And that was it. That's their video, and they've changed their model on that as well. So who knows? I think it works for Arsenal Fan TV. Of course it does, because they've got big characters there. Unfortunately, Newcastle, you don't have those types of characters, so maybe it might be down to that. But as a channel, I don't think we miss it. And yes, some people might say in the comments that they do, but for us, it's extra workload, and it's something that we've actually gone past and we've actually developed as well. Paul, how long do you want to stay on for?
Yeah,
Wanna keep
I'm
going?
fine. I'm
You happy to
fine.
move on?
The kids may burst in at any moment, like, but I'm fine.
Oh, is that your cue to go? We do have Sean waiting to come on. Sean, I haven't forgotten about you. We'll bring you in shortly. Give us 5 minutes, Sean, okay? And then we talked about home and away vlogs as well. I've done the home vlogs for a couple of years, but again, you just said there before, Paul, that was the demand, and I handed the baton to you, really, to do it. But I think with the home vlogs, it's not really a big thing for us because I think there's too many home bloggers at Newcastle. Would you agree on that?
Yes, for definite. I mean, I've tried doing vlogs in the past. I think there was one I did last year where we'll be Burnley 2 or 3 out at home, and I just don't enjoy doing them. For me, it takes that experience away from being a fan. I mean, whoever does them, I mean, a vlog or whatever. Paul did them earlier in the year. Lee, you've obviously done them. Binks is the more known one for vlogs these days. Rubenstein as well. But for me, it's high on Twitter especially. But me personally, I just don't get any enjoyment out of holding the phone during a goal or whatever it may be. I just don't get that. I just don't get that thrill, and it's not the same. Like when you watch it back and things, it's like a memory without a soul type of thing, and that's how I genuinely feel about it. I kind of describe it. It's like I just do not enjoy doing the vlogs at all.
To me,
I enjoy watching them. Don't get us wrong. It's just doing them. I just don't have the fun for it. After a game, you've got me full attention. I'll do a quick thoughts. I'll do scoring the players, final word, review, whatever it may be. But during a game, I want to be able to have that. I don't know. I'd say that's just me personally, and whoever vlogs and whatnot. Fair play to you. That's how you enjoy your game. Best of British Day, but it's not for me. Like,
sorry, Paul, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I just think when you're in the stadium, you need to let it all wash over you. When you're at the ground, you want to feel atmosphere, taste it, see the noise, see them little things that you'd miss if you were watching it on TV back at home. And when things are going mad and you're being when you're being wrestled and put into headlocks and stuff, when there's goals going in, the last thing you want to do in a way is get
everyone.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is get your phone out and stuff like that, because then if you've taken everything in during the game, when it comes to after the match and we all meet up, you can give your honest opinions. You can just literally speak from the heart. This is how I seen it. This is what I witnessed. This is what I felt. And you're not messing about, trying to get your phone when something's happening or a corner's taking place or this, that, and the other. I mean, like Carl said, all credit to them who do it. The away day ones, I do love. I love the entire experience and watching it back from, being up in the northeast to getting down there, the journey down, little quirky stuff, things that happen in the stadium, the match. I love that, but I think it's very samey if it's done, time after time after time at St James's Park. So it'll be the same routine, the same travelling to the stadium, the same seat, the same view, similar things. And I think our passion and our opinions and everything that we do and see and feel at the stadium can be better served, and the videos that we produce can be better served by doing other things, in capturing the match day experience and stuff like that. We've got exciting plans for the future to try new things, and that's one of the strengths of the channel. We're not afraid to push the envelope and try new stuff and experiment. Does it work? Does it not? And then we'll readjust. We all work really well together on that. So, to me, home ones especially just aren't that much, and you always generally miss at least a few of the big things as well during the game. So to me, it's again a case of pushing the envelope forward and seeing what other new areas that we can push Newcastle Fans TV into.
I think, yeah, you're right in saying the away ones are very much loved by. You've seen the comments tonight. Everyone loves them because it's not just that. There's all sorts in there. There's the match itself. There's the match. There's the fans. There's the going down buying something daft, something stupid happening or funny happening, like Sam getting
Sports
knocked out.
Direct trucks getting their towed back,
Exactly.
giving
It
them
could be
abuse.
anything. And I think the music, it's like storytelling videos. It might, who knows, maybe do what if we storytell the home one, but the home one for us as a channel, it was just to try and pinch views. If we're being realistic, let's be honest, because we're seeing other channels just do, and that's no disrespect to some channels. The quality of match vlogs isn't up there for me, but the pinching the views because it's instant, and that's what we were missing out. And we were like, well, wait a minute, there's a market in the gap there, but it's for me, and I'm conscious about content quality. I like my quality be high, and if it means we have to wait 3 hours for an away vlog to go out after away game, so be it. People enjoy it. Home vlogs, we'll have to revisit that, but I don't think it's a priority for the channel because, well, we're going to go live after match days instantly and stuff like this, which is fantastic as well.
I mean, if someone wanted to get involved in vlog home games for the channel, obviously there's a gap open in the channel to do something like that. So if you wanted to do something like that for NFTV, then make it your own with a platform like us. Get in touch if you want to get involved.
There's an option there, isn't there, on the Facebook page where you can send videos through. So if you have got videos that you want us to have a look at and see, and then obviously get onto the channel, you use that link. It's on the Facebook page. You can send through videos, and we can take it from there. Always open, to suggestions and ideas and stuff that you guys have seen and taken and experienced as well. So it's very, very much, about everybody. We want to build the community up.
Yeah, I've got to just give a quick shout out to Grant McRoberts because he was on the Arsenal video with saying nice stuff about us as well. So he was saying nice stuff about Newcastle. Mike actually has to go as well. So just want to shout out Grant. So thank you very much.
Fan would know.
Yeah, he would know, and I'll highlight that as well. And so thank you very much. So if you want your channel to grow, then don't become something you're not, which is something important. Be who you are. Enjoy the crack and be yourself. We're all to an army. We love the crack, of course, as well. I used to religiously listen to the Three Legends. Now you are carrying the torch. That's pretty high compliment, mine, Stephen. So thank you very much for that. I want to move on to sponsorships, but I've got Sean waiting. So Paul, do you mind saying ta-ra, everybody?
Yeah, evening. Keep it tuned.
See you later,
lads.
So we're just going to bring Sean in. We'll ask Sean a few questions. Sean, if you're ready, have you froze? Sean, come back. Are you there? He's back and forth. Sean, try and come back into the stream. We'll bring you back. I just want to talk about, obviously, some of the sponsorships that we've got as well, or had as well with you, Kyle, as well. Oh, go on. Plug 3 Ret Woofer, man. Go on.
It's available on my Facebook page. We usually put a post or two up per week, like the one Lee's wearing. I've got a couple of tops that are on the store for it, actually really good quality, fairly cheap as well, around 25 to 40 quid, Lee, the whole stock worth of shirts. Even if you need an England shirt for towards the Euros next year, it's well worth getting, man. If you want a brown ale top with sheer on the back, all there on the store. Just go on my Facebook page and scroll down, and you'll find all the tops there available to you. It was better than the first time you asked us to do that, actually.
Yeah, I remember that. Couldn't even say it, but yeah, there's links in the description if you want to check out some of our merch that we do promote. Obviously, 3 Retro, and of course the big one. When this was another coup for we're verified on Amazon as well, which is even better. Is Amazon approached with? It was right about the same time Isha joined. So when was that? October.
Yeah.
And Amazon approached and said, "Look, we like your stuff. Do you want to promote Newcastle United content?" And we were like, well, it's a big name. Let's look into it. But then, obviously, we're conscious about anything like Sports Direct. So I've built this, and I was thorough that there's no Sports Direct links to any of the merch. Yes, it carries the Newcastle badge, which they'll have money for. Of course, can't stop that. But we made sure that there's no links to Sports Direct. Of course, we've also, Kyle, had One Football for a long period, and hopefully we get them guys back. And
you've got the wrong person to talk about One Football, mate. Johnny's definitely your man.
We had the Co-op as well. Remember them for a period as well. But
Christ, for the World Cup videos, I'd hate to go back and see them. World Cup reviews, God.
One of the biggest videos was England fans celebrating 130,000, I think, views.
That did a madness, like crazy.
Yeah. It done really well, but again, big brands. And are you hoping for more sponsorships? Because it does help, like yourself and Rob, get your away games.
I mean, with the quality of the content going up on Newcastle Fans TV, and obviously with the radio show becoming its own entity, I think sponsorships is definitely something we'd like to have. I feel we carry ourselves enough professionally to be good enough for sponsor again. So if you're ahead of a sponsor and you'd like to get in touch, do let us know. You can contact us via our Facebook or our Twitter, or even by our website at newcastlefanstv.com. But I think, I mean, if the sponsorships didn't come round, then me and Paul are, in terms of coming on away days, we're quite happy with a couple, 3 to 4, 5 a year. I know you'll go on to every away day, Lee, but I won't be able to keep up with you currently as a student. But hopefully, once I finish uni next year, I'll be able to join you on a few more away days when I get my job and that sorted out. So, aye.
Yeah, well, that's what we hope for, sponsorships to help everybody get to away games as well. Not just that, maybe we'll have to pay for interviews if we have to. But I just want to bring up Gregory, who's obviously followed the channel. Gregory since hours before Laylola HD. Gregory's actually the cousin of Callum as well. Callum's Corner. He's a big Villa fan. He's followed us through and through, all the way through the years. I just want to give you a little shout out as well, mate. Score Draw, actually, the same partnership as 3 Retro as well. So yeah, they do make nice shirts. So I wanted to bring that up as well. Let's see if we can try and get Sean in. Hello, Sean. Sean, can you hear us?
Hello,
can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you, Sean. Can you hear us? Right, we'll try again shortly. Let's bring in the posh kid.
Hey!
How's trips?
He said, "How are you, Owen?"
Oh, I didn't even hear that. Oh, yeah, I'm good, Kyle. Yourself?
Spot on. I'm not bad, man.
Right. So obviously Owen was on earlier on, and we're just going to move on to things like logos. And actually, it's good timing actually, because both of you have done some of late as well. Logos, better equipment, obviously this studio room, basically helping us to get better on how far we've come and stuff. So obviously, as both of you know, sound is important, lighting is important as well. Just number one rule in YouTube: if you don't sound right or you don't look right, it's not going to be well enjoyed by the viewer. And I think that goes down to, again, the quality of all the videos. Is that I want the viewer to go away from a video and go, that was good. That I don't like just to put out a basic video. And again, this comes down to the quality of everything, not just how we edit videos. It's how it's presented and how it's styled and how it looks as well. Owen, you've done a couple of bits and bobs. You probably do a lot more as well, designing a few things. Do you like designing like things like logos, banners?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, it's something I do in my job now. Something I do every day. I post on their socials, so it sort of just comes naturally as to like what I do. So yeah, I enjoy doing it, but the luxury of being on Newcastle Fans TV is I can also mix that in with the likes of presenting and stuff, which I'm trying to get better at. So yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. We're full of compliments tonight. Yeah, just a brief thing why we got the slogan as well and leading the way, because we generally feel that we lead the way in terms of, again, quality and content. It's not so much to be that we come across as like, oh, we're arrogant or big-headed. We believe in our product, and if you don't believe in yourself, well, why you're on the channel? You know what I mean? So a lot of things, obviously, we've changed mics, we've had disasters, we've improved things, sound, lighting. The standard's very high, and it's high for a reason. We want it to remain high. So as you probably know, Kyle probably knows this, when he was first doing Quick Thoughts, logo wasn't on correctly, or it was the wrong border. I'm like, how are Kyle? But it's things to improve us. And again, Johnny was saying that earlier on, is that we've allowed a lot more people on the channel now. People don't even know tomorrow, for example, if there's a video, who's on tomorrow, which is the beauty about the channel as well. But leading the way, Owen, do you generally feel that we are the boys? We are the leading the way, we are the best? Or do you think we can improve on things?
I think obviously there's always room for improvement in everything you do in every aspect of life. But I think that it's no discredit to the other channels either. Obviously, the other channels, some great lads on the other ones, both make equally good content. But I feel like we pip them. I mean, if you only have to look at the following to understand why we think we're leading the way, and also the quantity and the quality of the videos. A lot of people either do quantity or quality. We do both. Which I think is a massive part of us leading the way compared to the likes of the other ones that will upload not very often but have a high quality video, or upload regularly but be really, really low quality. So I think that's probably why we're leading the way.
Gaming Too, I don't want to talk about so much the take on that, but Gaming Too Mad, yes, I do think the takeover will happen. It will take time, but it will. And I've got a nice compliment there off Sam. Cheers, Sam. Been working on it. The chin strap has got sex out of it.
Mine's blown off.
Yeah. You need to get one, Owen. Get that chin strap.
I kind of hope you to save me life, like, so I'm not going to be getting any comments like that anytime soon.
But I want to talk about moving on to more recent times as well, which I haven't got the picture on. So I'll let Kyle talk about this while I look for the picture. All these recent interviews that we've got, Kyle, it's mind-blowing some of the names that are on there, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, credit to Sam, credit to yourself, credit to Johnny, credit to Owen as well, getting Matthew Race back on. It's just mad because I've said this before. During isolation, I don't think there's a fan channel who's had as good a run as we have. I mean, I know there's the big guns like Redman and Arsenal Fan TV, but in terms of interviews, the amount of people that we've had on, it stems from leading journalists in main newspapers in the country to former Newcastle players. I mean, Jose Enrique, for me, he's my favourite Newcastle left back of all time, and to have him on the channel, it's like a surreal experience. Just like it was surreal when we got Kevin Nolan on a couple of years ago. Timuri Katspire, he was like a massive influential figure for Paul. Like, it's just astounding to me how many people that we've managed to get on over the time. And even Matt Ritchie came on, and Lee, you know, the problems we've had getting people in, getting like current players and staff involved in Newcastle Fans TV is a particularly hard job, with certain people involved in the football club. Obviously, Mike Ashley being the main one, and obviously a couple of others. But like to have people involved in the channel and enjoy our type of content and get involved with us, I think that's a fantastic thing, and it gives obviously it gives hope to the other channels that want to get players on. Like obviously Renty got, I think, Dubravka and Diarmi on last year, and I think Wallace got who they got Clarkey on the podcast, didn't they?
Lee Clark,
so it's like throughout YouTube, it's good to see people connected with a football club and connected in national media take fan channels seriously. So, and that's another way we are leading the way, because we've got more interviews and things like that. And with Sam and with Lee, Owen, Johnny, all trying to get interviews during this isolation period, it shows the work that's been put in.
Sean, don't worry about it if you can't get on. Don't worry about it. I'm switching just to 4G. Can get you a better connection. Don't worry about it. We'll get you on next time if you're a little bit nervous. Hey, we're just normal lads. You know, we're just normal lads who chat shite about Newcastle. We're no special. But those names, I mean, you know that the Matt Ritchie one is the big one for me. But Henry Winter, I love him. And he's obviously, Henry Winter texts me today. Fucking hell. Henry Winter texts me and Sam today, asking about his not asking about his article, asking about the youth development in Newcastle, which helped him put out his article today, which is mental.
Did he message Rob for a grammar check as well? Because he does with me every time I got uni work and that. So can I check it out for you?
Oh, Rob. I know we should have got Rob on tonight,
where's Rob?
Where's Rob? We need to get him on the channel more, I know. But Owen, obviously you've already said that Raisbeck was the big one, but just take Raisbeck out. Who would you love to have out the rest of that we've had?
Who would I like to interview out of the ones we've had? It's difficult. There's so many to choose from. from a personal perspective, I'd like to have one of the journalist ones, probably Henry Winter. But from a Newcastle fan perspective, I think Matt Ritchie. Jose Enrique is second to Matt Ritchie, but Matt Ritchie, I think, to interview him properly as well and to go in depth about things, because I know
why he batters corner flags.
Why exactly, and I know because I know we barely scratched the surface in that interview, semi-interview that Sam did. I'd love to go more in depth. Yeah, it's 10 minutes, but obviously he's had a long spell at Newcastle. Well, almost. How long has he been in? Like 4 years now, something like that. Come up to 4 years
since Championship, yeah.
Yeah. So go in depth. Hopefully, if once he's gone, hopefully we can get him back and get him on the channel.
I was so tempted to take the Matt Ritchie for myself, I was so tempted. I was like, fucking hell, I've got Matt Ritchie. I was like fucking at work and I just had to stop what I was doing. I was like, fucking hell. But I'm pleased Johnny kept it a secret because sorry lads, I didn't trust you to tell anyone else. I thought he might have accidentally slipped. I thought, no, I'll tell Johnny. I know Johnny won't because he's Mr. Sensible of the group, isn't he?
I would have been straight on the floor to Sam. Guess what they've done for you?
But I just thought, no, we're kind of, it was a big one. But Henry Winter, it's mental, man. Henry Winter texts me, mental. But moving on to the last couple of things as well is previous members and how far they have actually helped. So, Kyle, please be nice on this or you get yourself into trouble. Owen, do you remember much about any of our previous members?
Obviously, I've watched the channel since day dot. So, right from the days of just you and Will to Sharky and Alicia to Mark as well. All that lot. So yeah, I've seen it all.
I think Will will get highest praise because Will's still very much well liked by everybody. And Will was meant to come on our show over the weekend, but hopefully we get him on next week.
He's got a podcast. I think he started it when he was at university, and it's just won an award recently. So Will, if you watch him, well done for winning that. Fantastic how far he's came since he left the channel as well. Obviously he does work for two football league clubs, so he's doing really well for himself, and we're all proud of him on Newcastle Fans TV for definite.
Yeah, and I liked how honest he was. He was a very much kind of like in the mold of Johnny. He wouldn't say anything that's too controversial, whereas the rest of us probably would. But he was very diplomatic. He was very thoughtful. And obviously he's used us to go and prosper his own, where he's done stuff with Salford, he's done stuff with Accrington as well as interviewing players and match reports and all that, and you'll get the degrees, and I'm sure he's done some stuff with The Guardian as well, and he helped us expand. He was the first one, and then obviously it expanded, and Will is a miss. I still think Will is a miss, although he didn't contribute as much in his last few months. I still think Will, by everybody, is massively respected and will be welcomed back straight away on the channel. So, Will, if you're listening, get yourself on. More than happy. You can even present a section. So now you'll do it because he was buzzing when he'd done the radio stuff. When he came up, Kyle, and he'd done the radio show.
Yeah, it was a good hour after the show. I think it was me, Ramsey from HITC Sport, Johnny, and Will. I think we spoke for a good hour after the show had finished. Just shooting the breeze about everything. Really was quality lad is there. Will.
Yeah, he's nice and madly missed. And we had Alicia come on the channel for a short period as well. So again, if you want to see Alicia, she's got her own channel, Alicia FC. So go over and check her out. She was on occasionally here and there. I think with Alicia, it was more of two things really, and we'll keep it positive. Is that she was using ourselves for our own advantage as well to gain our own channel, but she was on our channel as a bit of a stopgap because that's when we were doing fan cams. We needed more faces to expand a little bit more. But with Alicia, she did help as little as it may be or as big as it may be. She was on the channel for just under a year, was she?
I think so. As a presenter, I think so.
It was about a year as well. But of course, Sharky, who's got his own channel as well, Toon Army TV. Kyle's mentioned him earlier on as well. He's just hit 3K, so well done, Sharky. But yeah.
Not that he never mentioned it.
Not that he ever mentioned subscribe at the beginning. I'm sorry, Sharky. I've got to bring this up. please subscribe at the beginning, please subscribe at the end. You need to just trim that a little bit down, worry about your content. But yeah, Sharky's progressed on his own channel, so well done. Obviously, he was on a little bit more than Alicia as well, and we used to meet up in the stadium and all that. So again, he was a massive help. So was Mark as well on the Facebook page. He was one of the original 4. Of course, we all seen it with Borough Fan TV. Even those Borough Fan lads were not happy with him bringing in players that he shouldn't have, and obviously we weren't. And we all know that Mark left the channel because of that reason, but he wasn't on camera as much. But he still helped her in terms of Facebook, and he did a bit of editing, slowly learning. Chris as well. Chris will be welcome back. He's a lovely fella. Australian. That's my poor accent. Sorry, lads. But Chris, if he wants to jump on a guest video, I'm more than happy to have Chris on. We're trying to bring in like this international fan thing, didn't we, Kylan? Would you like to see something like that back, like have an international fan's opinion?
There's definitely a demand for it. I think Jay in Atlanta actually would be ideal for something like that. Maybe a couple of days after a match, just give an international perspective, because there is a demand for it, and especially if we get taken over, there will be a few international fans coming in from the Far East. So I think something relatable, like an international fan who still gets the club, and it's not of an NA29 postcode or anything like that. Someone of international, you know. So I think that there is a demand, and I think someone like Jay in Atlanta would be perfect for that for sure.
Yeah, other YouTube postcodes are available, such as BH. Isn't that right, Owen?
Yes, BH21.
All the way down, Seth. We're not deleting any of your comments. Wake your people. That might be if you've got any swearing or racist or anything like that. That might be why. I'm not saying that you're racist, of course not, but that'll be maybe why. You might be saying some words that you shouldn't be. That might be why YouTube. It's like automated. Premier League start the tick. Yes, we've obviously seen the takeover news on the weekend. But Jay, yeah, well done. A bit scary to be honest, but could give it a try. There you go, Jay. I thought he was pretty confident. To be fair,
there's definitely a demand, mate. Honestly, there's definitely a demand. International fans all over the world, and it's probably one thing I realised from being a part of Newcastle Fans TV, that whether it was Chris in Australia or people in America, like we're all connected by Newcastle United. So I think from hearing him speak on there, and obviously if he had something to talk about, like the Newcastle match and stuff like that, I think it'd be very good for it. So it's well worth a go, mate, if you want to get involved, or even if there's any other international fans out there that want to get involved. There's a demand for it, as I say. So get in touch if you just want to be a part of NFTV, because there is something that we could have an international perspective.
Cool. Well, Sean's mentioned that he's, I think he's been on the channel, so thank you very much, Sean, across your social. So thank you very much for that nice little plug. And of course, Jonathan, Kyle, take it away.
What do you want us to say about Jonathan?
Positive, please. Good luck.
I mean, we brought Jonathan in at the start of last season for pre-season, didn't we? We brought him in for as an editor, and we had an alright day down at Preston, and then there was a couple of more away days, and then we parted ways. I mean, I wish I could go on about Jonathan, but I honestly don't know much about the lad. I didn't have enough time to get to know him or anything. But I know he's got a music channel. Is there anything else?
Music channel.
Jonathan came in and we needed a second editor. Didn't help the demand, of course, with match days. And we got let down 3 times, and that was probably, we can't have that. Not so much early. Was like, he didn't seem like massively engaged with Newcastle United. But we wish Jonathan all the best, and we might look at, obviously, with Julie, which leads me on to the final section. It's been a long one tonight, so thank you for all sticking by us. We're going to talk about each other. I think we'll say some nice stuff to each other. I know that's difficult with some people, but we will. Let's talk about Owen. What do you think? Let's just say Rob. We'll give you Rob. Tell me about Rob. What's Rob good at? What's he brought to the channel?
Well, Rob is an absolute genius when it comes to stats. I think we can all agree. The man has every stat you can possibly think of stored up inside his head. he's helped me out. I know when we went to Southampton away, I watched his stat video before we went to before we went to Southampton, and then on the video after Southampton, I was relaying his stats, and that helped me out a lot. He's also really good at presenting on the radio show, in the studio, out of the studio. He's just a really good, calming voice to hear. He's the type of voice you'd expect to hear on TV and radio. And I think he's a massive credit to the channel, to be fair. It's brilliant to have him on, and it just adds to the excellence that we already have.
Has he got a face for radio?
Well,
okay, I thought being nice here, okay.
I'm joking. No, Rob is really shit hot on stats, and I hope for Rob that he sees that as well and thinks, you know what, I'm really good at this. I'm going to use this as my advantage and do something with it. Because at the moment he's shit hot on stats. I feel like you should be using that as an advantage for the private group that we have, but also YouTube. So if we need a stat from 1995, such and such scored in the 3-1 win, there's Rob. Okay, Rob can come on. And I hope Rob sees that and thinks, yeah, I'm pretty good at that, and I'd like to see it. And obviously he does these weekly articles, which are fantastic reading. I would strongly recommend that you read them. They're very much in depth, so Sam's on NewcastleFansTV.com. If you want to write for us, please do as well. Jason, here's a question for Kyle. Should you ask the page if they need someone to be a junior, start a junior section of the page? Is that
what
more,
do you mean?
Jason, do you mean like target more like youngsters? Do you mean like Arsenal Fan TV Junior have got? I think that might be what he means. I'm not too sure about that as well. I would like to see Sam interview Dennis Wise. I would like to interview Dennis Wise. I think Paul would as well.
I'd send it Paul's way for definite.
Yeah, along to he grills him. But let's talk about Johnny. Kyle, what do you think Johnny's brought and what is he good at and stuff?
Well, not internet connection, but no, Johnny's such a sound lad. I was so happy when he was included on the channel and you made him a presenter. He talks so well on camera. One thing he's excellent at doing is balancing an argument with the viewer. So even if we're all mad Newcastle fans about a certain decision, he'll say it maybe from the other side. So if another team's fan is watching, it gives a fair balanced argument. And I'd probably say he's probably, in terms of being able to balance an argument and videos of it, I'd say he was the best presenter. On the radio show, I really think he's perfect for that role, and he's definitely a credit to the team. With stuff like the Redmen carried, weren't represented, were fantastically, and I'm not going to say too much more because I know he'll love that I'm talking nicely about him. But
you'll clip it down and use it.
Clip it and play it every night before he goes to sleep.
40 will be back on the channel once we're back at games, Paul, so don't worry about that. But yeah, so it's some nice stuff. Obviously he's got to help with the editing side. I've banged on about that numerous times. If he can help on that, especially when he's in an away game, if he could do a video and do it himself, that would be absolutely fantastic. That would help us out rather than the strain. But in terms of presenting, he's very relaxed. He counters for and against as well, which is very, very good. And obviously he's now in the comments, so I'm not saying any more positives because he's watching. He's just
Hi, Johnny.
Other postcodes like NE16 are available. And so positive stuff. Let's move across. Let's talk about you, Owen. I'll talk about you, Owen, and I'm sure Kyle will chip in as well. I think when you
first, the lad blush, Lee.
I know. When he first came in, I thought you were quite a nervous lad. But having said that, though, when you were on the charity games, you spoke fairly well on camera. When I first met you, I looked, because obviously we're seeing you back at the Spurs fan cam. That's hilarious how little skinny little lad that you were when we're seeing it. But when I first seen it, it was like, fucking hell, he's tall. I looked up and thought, fuck me, he's like 6 foot something. Because I'm just little, I'm only like 5'9". But I think what I liked, and I think me and Kyle have talked about this privately, is that you've gone out and searched ideas. Originally, you weren't fulfilling those ideas, but you had ideas. It's like, okay, now go and do it, Owen. Go and do it. And I kind of said that in the chat. Go and do it. Go and do it in the main chat. And you've gone and you've got Roberto Rojas. You went and got and interviewed himself. I didn't need your help on you. You've obviously done that with Matthew Reisbeck. You were patient with him. you now look at how the compliments you've got. You got a lot of compliments as Kyle's disappeared. You got a lot of compliments inside your live stream the other day as well about the stats section. Is your head getting any bigger now, Owen? Is it getting bigger? But you've come on massive leaps and bounds, and you probably know yourself. You got a bit of criticism in the comments, especially the live streams that you were doing originally. And now, if you look how far you come, I could ask you to do a video tomorrow and say, right, Owen, I need a video on whatever. I think you'd be competent enough to present it, and then I'll go and edit it. So I think you've come a massive, massive long way. So congratulations. Well done as well on the achievement as well. I'm going to return the compliment back. You can say nice stuff about me now since we've been nice. I was going to give that to Kyle.
Well, where do I start, really? I think all the guys on the channel will agree with me that you're the one that gave them their chance, really, and you're the reason that we're all here today, and the reason the channel's thriving, really. You put an arm around the shoulder when we need it. Good man manager, you're good boss. Not boss as in, you tell us what to do, but well, like a good, you lead the way well, and that's not just a pun. That is a genuine assessment. Nice guy as well, like easy to get along with, which I think is always important as well, because the thing that I was worried about when I came into the group was how well was I going to get on with the likes of you and the others. And I've just settled in, and now I regard you guys as some close mates. So yeah, it's just amazing that you have invited us onto the channel, and it's a credit to you that all this is happening, really.
Yeah, and I think also so thank you very much for the nice comments as well, is that I did find it hard to release the shackles a little bit because I was doing it all, and now it's still tough at times running a fan channel. Of course it is, especially in a match day, but especially lockdown, seeing so many people flourish as well is we took advantage of a bad situation. And you've seen the channel now, you see so many different faces on the channel, and like I say, people don't know who's coming on, and that's probably a credit myself that I've allowed that to happen, and allowed the freedom of Facebook page, allowed the Twitter to run as well, and that was quite difficult because it was all about I had original control of it all and letting it go, and it was a case of obviously, and I used to worry like daft stuff, like if the page was hacked, or you said something controversial, or if Twitter was hacked, if I allowed that to someone who I didn't really trust. So trust is a big, big thing for me in any walk of life, never mind Newcastle Fans TV. Like I'll hang on, allow you on my Facebook personal Facebook for months if I have to, which probably some of you have, and some of you are still, maybe one of you are still pending, but it's nice, and it's nice to get a lot of good love and the feedback tonight as well. Let's talk about Kyle, since he's lovely came back in now. I'll let you start. What do you like about Kyle? What's he brought?
Kyle, to be honest, mate, since I've come in, you have always been in the chat and tried to interact with me, which was a great thing to start with. Just break the ice. I remember you being one of the first ones to say out or whatever. Away days, when you go on away days, always quite lively. Always happy to share your thoughts, which I think is good. Love the quick thoughts, may I just say as well. It's probably one of my favorite videos because it's raw, it's fresh from the game. Your talking on camera, I'd say, has improved a lot since when you first started. And
first
now,
came on,
yeah, and now you present the radio show. You present sections of the radio show. Even when you're not presenting, you're still a positive, well-spoken voice, interacting with whoever's presenting. So yeah, you come on ages, and now look, you're creating graphics and logos, which is the next step. I mean, that's just to be honest, the fact you're expanding your skill set is a really amazing thing to have. So well done, mate.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Oh, we're showing the love tonight, aren't we? These are definitely going to be clipped down and kept. I'll say some nice stuff as well. I thought you were very, very shy lad when you first came. Very nervous of what other people thought of you as well. Not so much now, maybe a little bit, but nowhere near as what it used to be. You probably need pushed a lot, which you have been, and you've gone and developed. Now, if you look I think if I didn't push you, the demand, I think you wouldn't be where you are as well. Sometimes I've been a bit harsh. Sometimes I've been nice. sometimes I've been demanding. But you now look at yourself and how well you progressed into more so the Facebook page. You literally got the freedom to do all of that. You've now can come on in a video and you talk crap for 5-10 minutes. Not crap, but you know what I mean. Football shite, and you can come on and like tonight you're on. You're not nervous, not like that, because you've now been pushed. Kind of similar to what Paul was, which we'll talk about Paul in a moment. You've now a valued member, and you're probably a core of Newcastle Fans TV, of grafters. And I mean, like, no disrespect to the rest, but I would class me, Kyle, Paul, and Sam as the grafters on the socials, because numbers get views, so the numbers creep up. And of course, and I like that you question me at times as well. I like that, because if I'm not questioned on what I'm doing, I'll never second question myself. So you bring ideas, and I like that. And so big up. So well done.
Okay, cheers. Well, who we're talking about next?
Let's since I've mentioned him, let's talk about Paul and his love for Barnsley and put Yorkshire postcodes, because he never shuts up about them. I think with Paul, quite similar. Kyle, he was very, very shy, and it took him a long time to come on.
Yeah.
I think he was worried as well, similar to you, what people thought. And now look at him, man. He doesn't shut up.
I know. I mean, over the past couple of years when me and Paul, we've came so far. Me and Paul are probably we're probably best mates. I love Paul. His quality. His banter is top notch. His drive for Facebook is unbelievable. It might have took him a while to get on camera, and it's hard and for people to actually take a grasp of Paul was shy. People don't understand that, but there was a year or two where he would not come on camera, and like I kind of relate, because there was a time where I wouldn't, and then I started going on, and then I think it was Augsburg, a friendly, and he came on for the first time, and ever since then, man, he's never looked back. You look at some of the videos he's had, the Mike Ashley rants that he's had, Lee Charnley. It's just these one-liners, how quick he is off the mark. It just genuinely makes you laugh.
Your mother's dribbled down your own leg, all of that.
He's just so quick off the mark. He knows how to make people laugh, and Paul's such a top lad, man. He's come on a long way as a presenter as well. I mean, there's conversations he's had with me where he's like, I'm more of a person to bounce off. Like, he's more of a pundit type where he can talk shite for hours about whatever. But I've always says to him, like, he could do that presenting role. He could really take that and make it his own, because he's not scared to ask the hard questions. He's not scared to press people. He's not scared to tell you his opinion. I think he'd be a really good presenter. He showed his interviewing ability with Kat Speyer, and not being afraid to ask those questions and bouncing off them and things like that. So in terms of that, that's where I think Paul can go and present a couple of videos of his own. But Paul is such a top lad, man. I'll tell him a bit.
Just want good shout. I just want to give a shout out 15th birthday to It's a Geordie. So happy birthday from all of us here at Newcastle Fans TV. He's got so many quotes. Yeah, he's got quotes. I don't think he realizes that he says them sometimes. He has been told off once or twice for saying something a little bit controversial sometimes on Facebook. just once or twice. We're like, Paul, you might need to delete that one. Rio Ferdinand shoots to mind straight away. But yeah, he's trying to learn as much as he can on InShot app as well with his editing. So he's progressing that well. I think the next step
on well too. Yeah.
I think the next step for Paul is to get him onto StreamYard. Quite similar how it showed Owen a little bits and stuff. Get him onto StreamYard like this system, and also get him on a Mac and show him how to edit. If I can get Tim editing, we're laughing as well. So yeah, very, very high praise. Sam, not Sam. We'll talk about Sam last. I'm going to keep Sam up all night. Sorry, Sam. Isha, Owen.
Isha, well, to be honest, I've only met Isha once, and the time that I did meet her, it was a nice experience. Sat next to her for the Palace game away from home. And
talked your head off.
Boy, did she have some questions, but in the most positive way possible, because it gets you thinking about the game. It gets you thinking about things that if you were watching it and you were only watching it, that you wouldn't think about. Things she just comes out with. It's like you're being interviewed after a game. And to be honest, I love it. It was enjoyable, to be honest. And she's just lovely. I haven't got a bad word to say about her. She's been brilliant. She's come in. I'd love to see her on more. Don't get me wrong, because I feel like she's missed when she's not on, and she's got quite a good voice for videos. I think she's got
a good vibe about her. She's happy all the time, isn't she?
Yeah, she's got the right tone and the right vibe to do videos.
Right, it's all right. You can see she's pretty. She's good looking because she is a good looking lass. It helps when you're obviously pretty and you can talk football. Of course, it does help that. Of course, obviously being verified on a couple of platforms, and I think. And I said this to Kyla, goes, when she first started, she wasn't bringing her personality out. She was still stuck in that presenter role. And started to slowly now, not slowly, she probably has, where she's a lot more freedom what she can say. And obviously she's now pushing. So please go and check our YouTube out because she's pushing a lot of Newcastle content out, and it's actually pretty good watch.
Really good.
So please look at it, Isha Acton on YouTube. There's a link in the description for our channel, so please go and have a look. But yeah, she's come out rolling. I do agree with Owen. I'd love to see a lot more. We'll give her the Stephen Caldwell interview. That was duck to back's water to her. Fairly easy for her to interview because she's done it before. It's not really difficult, but love to get her on more. And I think Owen's going to try and come up with a video idea with her. So hopefully we'll see that. And I think with Isha, she'll always have other things ahead of Newcastle Fans TV. I think we'll always admit that a job in terms of modelling is ahead of us, which is cool. But it's great that we've got someone with that profile with us as well. So she's a credit, and I'd like to see, because I didn't think Isha would be with us for more than 6 months, and we're past that stage now. So it's fantastic to see. Julie is fairly new. Julie's had a bit of a rocky start, bless her. She wanted to produce the radio station show. We don't have that anymore, so that's not a good start. For people who are tuning in, we have left Nova Radio. We are looking at other avenues shortly. And, of course, we went into lockdown, so not the greatest of starts for her, bless her. She's not massively into football, but on the positive, she's got another article coming out tomorrow, I think it is as well. Our articles are in depth, the way she quotes people, gets Twitter. None of us do that in the articles. I don't know if you have seen this. She just quotes and gets quotes from, like, if she's talking about, I don't know, a transfer, she'll go and get a quote what a manager said about the transfer in the past and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of things to come with Julie. Hopefully we can get her more involved with editing side of things, but then gradually increase and make her come on screen as well. Lawrence, I can say we haven't forgotten about. We will bring you in shortly once we've talked about everybody. So yeah, with Julie, she wants to use us to gain, quite similar to what Will did, our own avenue. So yeah, let's talk about the Brummie. Let's talk about him because we've kept him up all night because he wants to go ahead and go to bed. And let's talk some positives. So Kyle, fire away. What Sam brought?
I mean, I touched on it earlier quite well. He's just brought he's brought another workhorse to the channel as well. You look how far Twitter's came in such a short space of time. You look at the amount of interviews we've got. He's very easy on camera as well, which it took me a year and a half to get used to being on camera and things like that. Whereas Sam, he was just straight in. With a radio show, spoke well, has a good array of Newcastle tops, so I'm not the only one on the channel anymore for decent collection. But no, Sam's a top lad. I really enjoy his company. When we first met him, I didn't think he would be involved to this extent, but I knew he would be a part of the channel for sure. But he's done a fantastic job on Twitter. He's done a fantastic job in approaching people to get for interviews, and he's still trying to get people on today, tomorrow, trying to connect with people on LinkedIn, trying to get people to follow on Twitter so we can engage. But yeah, Sam's really doing well in his first couple of months on the channel, and he's definitely a compliment to NFTV, that's for sure.
Owen, any nice words?
I've only nice words to say about Sam. I mean, he's been for a tough time recently, which I think everybody understands. But since he's come in, like, at first, I had no clue who you were talking about when you're on about getting him on the channel and whatnot and helping out with Twitter. And since he's come into that group chat, and since he's been involved in the channel, oh my goodness me, hasn't he been the impact? Twitter, has just soared. I mean, you're looking at our likes and interactions we get on Twitter now is unbelievable. There seems to be a milestone or something he does at least once a week that we go, wow, at, whether it's Sam Maximan retweeting or something like that. He's the champion of the NFTV quiz, which isn't an easy thing to do. As I know, as I got
to be debated.
I did get stitched up on that, as someone else did comment in the comment earlier on.
You didn't get stitched up. Johnny's questions were just as hard as yours, but so I'll give it another time. But yeah, Sam, he's just a top lad, and he's an absolute pleasure to have on the channel. And long may
Good sense of humour as well.
Yes, very good sense of humour.
Yeah, you can take the banter for being a brummie. So sorry, Sam, I know you're not a brummie. I'm just winding you up. But I think during that time he had a bad when he obviously lost his granddad as well. I think he's seen us as a nice distraction to take the mind off that. And I think that's where football is very powerful, is that we create football content, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or whatever it may be. I think it's quite powerful that he used us and try and take his mind off it. But I think he loves it. I think he thrives on it. That's what's important.
Yeah.
You came in, you got the Chris Dobie interview. He wasn't even part of the NFTV team. Kel's on my case, get him in. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, I have to wait it out and blah, blah, blah. But
no, I was like, no, get him sorted.
Yeah. And then he obviously came in. I've given the freedom of Twitter. He runs it during the day. I run it during the night. Obviously, I'm not going to at night because I'm live. But he's done all the videos. If you ask him to do a video, he'll jump on. If he wants you to learn, like he's learned StreamYard. He taught Owen over the weekend as well how to do StreamYard. I think he just loves.
Yeah.
I just think he loves. He's found something that he loves more than his wife. Unfortunately, I think he might leave his wife for us.
I mean, let's not push the boundaries here.
I think he might leave his wife for us. I think he might move up Newcastle. But yeah, he's a massive credit to us all. And he's done fantastic. And he's someone that we probably wanted and needed for a long, long time.
Yeah,
I'd agree. And of course, and I touched upon that as well. We need more and more people stepping up. And like I say, lockdown has seen a lot more people take advantage. Not everybody, but a lot of the team have done a lot. And hopefully that influence, because I think Sam now is steadily coming an influencer in our group as well. So, which is really, really good. Like when the few times I've been with Sam on a away day, even though we've only known each other, 6-7 months, we've already had 2 or 3 mad away days. And that probably, I wouldn't say getting known better, but it makes it easier to get along with and wind each other up and all that. And when he was late and the floods and I fell asleep in the car, and obviously he's getting locked out at West Brom and little things like that where, yeah, he's become a mate, which is really, really good. But yeah, and obviously he's going to be a dad very, very shortly as well. His missus is about to pop any day soon, so let's just hope it comes. The little one comes before takeover. Can we expect a panto, lads? No, I don't think so.
Definitely not.
Oh yes, you can.
Oh no, you can't. You sound like Rob now. So I'm going to kick Owen out because we do have Lawrence waiting, and then we'll just ask Lawrence a couple of questions. Then we'll wrap up tonight's stream as well.
Ta-ra, everyone.
Cheers, Owen.
Bye, Owen.
Right then, how you doing, Lawrence? You all right?
All right. How you doing, lads?
I'm loving that hair. Loving the hair.
Hi.
Is this lockdown hair?
Yeah.
Lawrence, thank you very much. Obviously, you've been on the channel quite early on, actually, since the fan cam days. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember you were obviously with the fan cam, we had the little clip-on mic. Oh, God. And that was just me. And obviously I took on more and more members. And I actually feel like you got a lot more confident speaking. Because when you first came on, you were given a lot of like one-worded answers. It was quite difficult to try and interview you. I mean that with no disrespect. But now I see you on Proudlock stream. I see you on Sharky's stream. I've seen you on Renty's channel. I've seen you on our channel. You didn't half get about now, do you?
Well, yeah, I'd just like to check out new football channels, especially if it's Newcastle related.
Yeah, and you've obviously, I think, do you feel like you've generally improved as a person, getting more confident on camera? Because I generally feel you have.
Well, yeah, maybe it's one of the things that comes with age.
I think you have. A couple of questions what I've asked a few of the guests tonight is, what's your favourite type of video that we do?
I think the one I watched I think maybe the match vlogs, but I'd say the one I watched the most is probably the scoring the players. Maybe just so I can like work out like who I thought was best player on the day.
Yeah, because there's so many divided opinions on scoring the players. In terms of the vlogs, are you on about the away vlogs? Or home vlogs?
Probably, yeah.
More of the away
I'd
ones?
say the away vlogs, yeah.
The away vlogs, that's a common theme
And
tonight. as well.
also match previews.
Match previews, yeah. Do you like the big preview show, or do you prefer them in individual videos?
That's a difficult one. I was probably more likely to watch the individual ones, just day by day. But I think I like the that's probably the better video. Would probably be the big preview shows.
Yeah, as a one-off.
Yeah, and I kind of like it when it's premiered or live.
Okay. Yeah, the interaction we're going to be looking at as well. Obviously, you write articles for us on the website as well, NewcastleFansTV.com. Are you enjoying them?
Yeah.
What's the next one coming? Have you got anything planned for it?
Not really. I think I've got some in the pipeline, but I'll have to wait for the takeover to be announced before I put them out.
Ooh, interesting on that one. So your favorite type of video is the way vlog. Do you have any favorite members at all? You can say
really.
Lady Kyle,
Potentially, yeah.
Who do you like? Who do you like on the channel? Who do you like? I like listening or watching, or do you have a mixture?
I pretty much like everybody.
Who's the best looking? I hope you say Isha.
Right. Yeah, definitely Isha.
It's definitely not one of us. And Lawrence, are you jumping on? Are you jumping
on? On what?
Are you jumping on Lawrence's stream tomorrow?
No, do you mean Peter's stream?
PD Proudlock. Lawrence, I'm talking about Lawrence. Lawrence is late. I apologise.
Getting late, everyone.
It's getting late. It's midnight now. But you jumping on Peter? PD Proudlock.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool, cool. I might make a little guest appearance and wind them up a little bit.
I might as well. See what the crack is.
But anything we would like to see different, Lawrence? What can we change? What can we bring that you might want to have a look at?
It's a difficult one, to be honest.
If you kind of think of any, you kind of think of any as well. A couple of other things before I let you go. Is the takeover happening?
Yeah.
It is happening. When's it happening?
I mean, could be this week, could even be next Mondays, we've heard, but just got to be patient. I think George Corton said it quite a few times.
Is he the one that you're following the most? Is he the one you trust?
I mean, there's quite a few, but I think he seems to be replying to a lot of. I think he's like one of probably the most trusted journalists. I like the one, along with like say Keith Downey. But he's given a lot of replies to fans about it.
Okay. Well, Lawrence, thank you very much for coming on tonight. We shall get you on very shortly once again. Thank you, Lawrence.
See you, boys.
See you.
And we'll bring Owen just back in as well, and we'll wrap up as well. So just finally, future plans. What would you like to see how we develop, how we grow? Anything in particular, Kyle?
I think we're on a good trajectory at the minute, the way everything's going, but obviously there's always room to improve. Do more off-channel things, like us in general. I think we should be doing more things together as a team. But content-wise, mate, I think we're as strong as we've ever been. I know me and Owen have been talking about a statistical video that we want to bring out. Maybe the return of the whiteboard, maybe not. But
digital whiteboard.
Yeah, that's something. It's something me and Owen I want to work on. I think with the NFT, the extra channel as well, it's another avenue to talk about other things. You could probably, like Johnny could talk about the Premier League. Rob could do something about non-league, about Darlington or something, because I know he's passionate about things like that. Lee gives you avenue to do other things. I think there's a lot of potential in that second channel, and I really would like to see that kick on. I would like to see Twitter hit 10k, and I'd like to see Instagram hit 10k as well. that's the future plans for me personally. But
yeah,
and what about you?
Instagram will hit it this week with 10K. For me, keep pushing as much as I can. Obviously, the content has to be number one priority. It's fantastic that we've seen loads of individuals go off and do their own things. Is what I've, as you know, Carl, I've talked about this. Is what I wanted for
a long time. Yeah,
long time. Go and do it. Go and do it. Don't need me to lay the foundations. If I push you, go and swim. You'll have a sink or swim. Don't wait for me. Is what I would say to every member of that Newcastle Fans TV. You do it. There's still probably one or two that probably need push, which is not the right or wrong thing to do. Some people are like that. Some people go out and do it. Some people need push, etc. But in terms of actually for the viewer, is things like this live, a lot more shorter videos, of course, because we've rabbited on tonight. But bringing in guests, I think that's a new platform to bring a live
instant. This kind of format would be all right for like a day after a game or something. I think people and get them talking and whatnot.
I think instant straight away, 5 minutes after the game. If Owen's not at the game, Owen controls it. He brings in whoever's not at the game with him, and then the talk shit for an hour or something, and then they can bring in the audience. That's going to change the way we are. I think obviously the documentaries I'm passionate about. I'm going to tomorrow actually. I'm safe distancing and all of that. I'm going to film around 3 stadiums in the northeast as well. So I want to get back to making more documentaries because people love them. The northwest one was a test, and that done really well. Consider it's not a Newcastle related video, but pushing people, try and get a lot more of you doing other stuff if you can. I see what I can work with Julie, see if we can get Rob doing a bit more bits and bobs. So yeah, just pushing everybody and see how we're going. A lot more things. Don't forget about our audience. Is what our audience want. Let's engage them. Let's ask them. And of course, the memberships. Owens, anything else you want to see?
Well, I'd like to step up that a little bit more because I feel like with me, I came in, I started doing my live streams, they stopped. And now I've gone out and got this Matthew Raisbeck interview, obviously the Roberto one way back. And I do the radio show most weeks now as well, whether I'm presenting or just on. I think for me, I want to take the next step in possibly creating my own series, which could be used on the NFTV Extra channel, something like that, like a once a week series or once a fortnight series that I could do with one other, or I could change the guests, something like that. Is the next step that I really want to take, and I think that would be a good direction for the channel as well, because it's a repetitive series that someone can get glued to and get interested in and follow. Yeah, exactly. Keep the same audience.
So the NFTV Extra seems to be mentioned quite a bit by a lot of years as well, then, because that's got different things. We can keep the under 23s, keep the women's. We can bring in a Football Manager series once a week, or a FIFA, or whatever.
Or an NFTV Pro Club, or get a PlayStation.
If you get in a bro, it can open up loads of different things like behind the scenes. But obviously, I like to try and keep that behind the scenes stuff for the members as well. But I think that is it. We've talked a lot in depth of what we've all went through and goods. We've talked a lot of positivity. Great to see your interaction in the comments. Have all been very positive, and it's fantastic to see that as well. I'll just quickly mention this as well. Lee, how about live phone-in show style after match days? Well, this is what we're going to plan. Instead of a live phone-in, let's get you on screen. If you don't want to be on screen, we can actually hide you and put a blank screen. We can just hear you as well. So there's different things that we can play with as well. So hope you've enjoyed it. It's been long, hasn't it, lads? You've been there since nearly the beginning, the 2 years.
Yeah.
Since 5 minutes in. Not doing too bad.
Yeah, I've watched the whole
show a little bit.
I've got a sore arse now, so I'm going to love videos coming up on the channel, if as long as assuming takeover doesn't happen. Keith Gillespie video will be out in a couple of days, and then the second part of Enrique, and we'll get to catch Bayer, Raisbeck out, and of course our show will be back Friday or Saturday, one of the two, depending on availability. But yeah, thank you very much to everybody, lads. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, here's another 4 years.
Take care. Bye bye.
Cheers later. Bye.